and the truth get exposed. Let's talk about it. X-RAYTED Sports Network.
If it's game time talk, we the ones who connect.
X-RAYTED Sports Network.
Where the hot takes live and the truth get checked. East Coast talk, West Coast swagger. Stats on the board, yeah, the debate get louder. No filter talk, yeah, we calling the play. If it's sports conversation, we leading the way. From the hardwood to the gridiron plays. Breaking every matchup, every headline debate.
X-RAYTED Sports Network.
Yeah, remember the name.
Yeah. Welcome to the X-RAYTED Sports Network, where the takes get loud and the truth get exposed. Let's talk about it.
He's gonna try to be Mr.
This
Zigzag.
is Beyond the Surface on the X-Rated Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Kamla out in LA at his AM Pfeffer and Dr. X, a.k.a. Dr. Phil McDonald. We have Dwight Walton. Brandon Armstrong's going to be dropping in. If you notice a little alacrity to my pace, it's because we've all been chomping at the bit for 2 days to talk about Bam Adebayo. We've got Andrew Salop, 1-2 combo coming up at 3 p.m., former overseas player. He's the host of like 3 podcasts, talks Knicks all the time, Dr. X and AM. And so we're going to have fun with him. Let's dive in. Does Bam Adebayo's 83 need an asterisk? God, that's the question. Okay. Let's see here. Does Luka Doncic need to stop complaining to the refs? Duh. Do the Ravens need to fire their GM Eric DaCosta? Duh. Do pickup drivers down here in Florida need to chill the bleep out on the road? Yeah. Duh. Okay. Bam Adebayo scores 83 points. 20 of 43 from the field, 7 of 22 from three-point range, 36 of 43 from the foul line against the Washington Generals, okay? He passed Kobe Bryant, of course, 20 years after Bryant scored 81 points. I'm repping the Kobe Bean Bryant today, okay? Yeah. Now, I gotta say this, but it all pales in comparison to Wilt Chamberlain, who scored 100 points with the power of Zeus, okay? Key point. We are all bickering and fussing about something that's not even a record. Being number 2 is not a record. Being number 1 is a record, okay? Wilt has the record. But this is about the ethics of basketball. I put a Twitter poll out at Rick Kamla Sports and said, are you feeling some kind of way about this, or was it perfectly fine? 52%, and it was like 250 votes or something, said they were fine with what Bam and the Heat did. 48% were feeling a way about it. I'm feeling a way about it, okay? Yes, you got to put an asterisk on this. I want to give Bam full credit because I love Bam. I respect him. He's a warrior. He plays both ends. He plays. Okay, he's an availability guy. But I can't give my man full credit here. Playing the entire second half in a blowout to stat pad, even when a tanking opponent empties the bench in the fourth quarter. Bam Adebayo should not have played 1 minute in that fourth quarter. And I blame Eric Spoelstra. He is completely being removed from any blame game here. People are blaming the Wizards. They're blaming Bam. You're all wrong. If Eric Spoelstra pulls him, which he should have at the end of 3 quarters, none of this is being talked about right now. Your intentional fouling while up 30 in the fourth quarter to get more possessions and chase a record. You've got dudes intentionally missing free throws so Bam can get an offensive rebound and put it back up. Is this basketball? No, it's stat chasing. It's quasi-record chasing. Bam becomes the first player ever to score 70 while shooting under 50% from the field because he was recklessly gunning for the record, not playing basketball. Bam attempted 43 free throws, made 36, both the most ever. Something's fishy there, okay? It's not Shaq, it's not Wilt, it's not even James Harden. Bam Adebayo averaged 4.8 foul shot attempts per game going into the game, okay? There is no way that Pat Riley is at peace with Bam Adebayo scoring 83 the way he did it. And it's the way he did it. There's no way Pat Riley is cool with this. No way. And I don't know if he's calling people into offices and having tough conversations. And I'm not even suggesting that he does that. I'm just saying there's no way Pat Riley was okay with that. There's no way. And I know I'm rocking the Kobe gear, okay? I want to make this point. This is not a Kobe Bryant thing for me. I'm a Kobe disciple, okay? I literally live the Mamba mentality. I'm 56. I'm doing stuff that people half my age marvel at, okay? Why? How? The Mamba mentality. I pushed myself to the brink of exhaustion. That's how you do this stuff, okay? I'm a huge Kobe guy. But a lot of us would be criticizing Bam in the Heat if Bam passed, if Dirk had 81 or if Duncan had 81. I'd still be as pissed off. This is not necessarily a Kobe thing for me. This is a you cheated the game thing. All right. And so with that, let's go around the room. And based on our group chat, Dwight Walton, okay? This is Dwight Walton versus everybody, Michigan State style. Dwight, I hope you have your sword. I hope you have your shield. And I hope you're ready to hold it high because he has been under a constant barrage from me and Doc and B-Dot. And so, Dwight, does Bam's 83 deserve an asterisk?
I'm trying to gather my thoughts. I'm trying to collect my emotions. I don't want to sound triggered. I don't want to be upset. But Rick, in your soliloquy just now, you're basically suggesting that everybody had to be on board for this to happen. You're talking about the 43 free throws being fishy. You're calling the Washington Wizards the Washington Generals, right? At the end of the day, the last time I checked, they're an NBA team. They're in the NBA. Yes, they have one of the worst, if not the worst, records in the NBA. But outside of Kyshawn George, my godson, the Wizards had their starting five in that first quarter to where Bam Adebayo scored 31 points. So you knew the night had a chance to be special. I watched the majority of that game. I'm not going to say I watched all of it. I watched the majority of that game. But I also understand the feel of the game. And whether you guys out there like it or not, Bam Adebayo deserved all 43 free throws that he took in that game. Also, to make your narrative sound better, you're talking about how Bam's performance wasn't efficient. Bam was 20 for 43. What is that? 47, 48%? What is not efficient about that? Because it's not 50%? Yes, he shot 7 for 22 from 3. Nothing in my mind, nothing in my life will ever want me to put an asterisk beside a performance, a historic performance like that. We already have one comment saying, I didn't see Wilt's 100-point performance, so it doesn't count for me. And the reality is, up until Tuesday night, a lot of people thought Kobe Bryant had the record. And to your point, Rick, you're wearing the shirt, and Kobe, to me, has nothing to do with this. But Kobe has everything to do with this. Because Bam Adebayo passed Kobe Bryant, that's why a lot of people have an issue with this. Had it been Luka Doncic, had it been Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, had it been Kevin Durant, had it been LeBron James, had it been Nikola Jokic, had it been Donovan Mitchell, had it been old school David Thompson, old school David Robinson, old school Michael Jordan, Devin Booker, whomever has eclipsed the 70-point plateau, had it been one of those guys, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But if you go by the statistics this year for Bam Adebayo, I believe he's averaging what? 16, 17 points per game this season, and his career high is 41 points in a game. So none of us can fathom how could Bam double his career high output on one night. The guy had a special night. It was organic. It's not like he went out there and said, I'm going to score 83. Hold on. I'm not going to go out there and score 80. I'm going to go out there and score 83 points. The fact is, he had 70 points with 9 minutes to go. All of a sudden, fans have an issue with how he scored the final 13 points. Who cares? and I commend Eric.
He shouldn't have been in the game, man. He shouldn't have been in the game.
Why not? You read
because
the room.
nobody else in the NBA would have been playing their top player in a playoff chase in that game.
Rick, you read the room. He had 70 points with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. I wouldn't have taken him out. He understood that the night could be special. Bam Adebayo will never get close to 83 points again. Spoelstra understood that. His teammates understood that. Did it become a circus at the end? Absolutely. No question about it. But for you to say Adam Silver has to make a statement, for Gordon Hayward to say that this felt like a pickup game and this really shouldn't count. I'm paraphrasing for Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward was in the end.
Dwight, you just said it was organic, but then you just said that it got weird at the end.
No,
that's when it was not organic.
Fair. That's fair. That is fair. All I'm saying is he had 70 points with 9 minutes to go. Allow him to get it.
And then you pull him.
Why?
Because this isn't basketball anymore.
Can I insert myself? Because Dwight seems to be skating around as a great analyst, the big Dwight Walton. I find it hard to believe that you took all that time and you failed to even mention anything outside of just saying it was a circus at the end. You weren't very specific. So can you be very specific now as to why it became a circus?
Because they missed free throws.
And at what point?
They missed free throws on purpose in the final 4 minutes.
Final 4 minutes. That's a lot of time, right?
So
okay. Hold on. I'm not cutting you off. I'm trying to stay with you because I didn't watch this horrendous game. So 4 minutes ago, I'm keeping up with you, cuz. So 4 minutes ago, how much points did Bam Adebayo have at that point?
I want to say
you didn't
75 or 70.
That time,
75 or 75 or 77.
Okay, so he didn't even eclipse 80 yet. Okay, I would say congratulations to Bam Adebayo for breaking the 70-point mark. I had nothing wrong with anything that happened. The fouls called, because if you get fouled, you get fouled, right?
Yep.
Whether or not it's an obvious foul, it's a foul. They called it. They had to call it. And personally speaking, Alex Sarr playing 19 minutes, that's okay because, he's probably in minutes restriction, right? But everybody else that they had, there was another 7-footer, Vucevic, they couldn't really hold him. So they probably had to foul him. So I had no problem with that. Fine. He had 7 of 22 threes. He's not known for shooting threes. Fine. It's his night. He had 40-something points at halftime. I have no problem with him shooting 22 threes. We know that's abnormal. Then Spo keeping him in. I still have no issue with that either. He's having a career night, Rick. So I have no issue with that. What you need to stick to, though, is it is unnatural. As a steward of the game, you have to uphold the integrity of the game. The integrity was compromised. And to me, I kind of look at this as Spo's issue because if you're a parent and your kid wants to achieve something, do you rig the rules so they achieve it and then say, "Good job, son, you did it"? Or would you rather, as the kid, not be robbed of your moment and tarnish it now? Because now all people are talking about is not that Bam had 70-plus points, but the fact that they had to do this and that. And then now that will always be, he tarnished his record. That's completely Spo because the one thing that you failed to mention, and I'll give you 1 second to say it right now. What's the other thing that you think made it a circus? Because you're refusing to say it. Just real quick.
What made it a circus at the end was the intentional free throws to miss to get Bam extra possessions. That's it.
Was that it? No, come on, Dwight. One more try. What was the other thing that made it a circus? Look at you. You already know what it is. They were intentionally fouling.
Okay. So
would you tell your team to intentionally foul as a coach? Would you tell your team intentionally foul? 26
get extra possessions.
Okay.
That's not basketball.
Come on, Dwight. No. Do not skate around it. Just answer that question. I know how intelligent you are. You would tell your teammate, as a coach, you would tell them to intentionally foul. I don't believe
100%.
you, cuz, and I never will on that. I never will.
Yes.
There's no way you would tell them to intentionally foul you up 26 points because number one, you're tarnishing your players. The whole ability to score 80 plus points is like you handed it to him. It's disingenuous. It's cheating to like intentionally foul up 20 something points. Like you wouldn't want a coach to do that for you. Come on, Dwight. You would want your coach
again,
intentionally foul so you can get another possession.
I'll stop talking.
I'm doing it. No. I mean that's literally my only point. That's literally my only point. I have no issue with Bam. I'm happy for Bam, and I'm mad at Spo because he tarnished his night.
No.
Intentionally fouling. Come on, Dwight. That's the biggest issue.
You can't talk. You can't be happy.
That's what you're doing. I'm not doing that at all. That's what you're doing.
You can't be happy for Bam and then say but. You can't.
No, I am happy for him. I'm mad at Spo for tarnishing his great night. He had 70 plus points. He probably eclipsed everybody but Kobe. And then he needed to extend 4 minutes to essentially 10 minutes and give him all these extra possessions by intentionally fouling by up 20. So I don't mind him keeping him in, but let him earn it. I don't have a problem with his teammates passing him the ball all day and let him bring up the ball and dribble the ball and shoot the ball and take all the last 30 shots of the game. But you can't intentionally foul the other team to just get the ball back. And then you have someone missing it like that, whatever the guy who won the dunk contest, and then getting it back just to intentionally foul him right after that. Come on, man. That's where I thought that you would have said, you know what? That's where it went wrong, and you didn't say that. And to me, you would literally put that in a box and ignored it. And that's because you're a professional basketball player. Everybody else talked about it. All pros talked about it, and even the analysts talked about it. And as a steward of the game, that was not upholding the integrity of the game. And he robbed Bam Adebayo of his special night. That was Spo's fault.
Okay, you know what? In 20 years from now, Phil, ain't nobody gonna care.
And that's the point. And that's why we're discussing it right now. Because these are the receipts right now. You have to remember that they intentionally fouled up 26. That's BS.
Okay, and what's the receipt gonna say? Bam Adebayo.
You know what?
That's the receipt.
Seeing that you're such a LeBron lover, right? You're such a LeBron lover. Wouldn't you have hated that they did this for LeBron? You would never want LeBron to break a record like this. Am I correct? You would want LeBron to break records like this? Are you serious?
Phil,
LeBron wasn't going to break records like this. He would never ever think of breaking a record like this. That would make him look so bad. It would tarnish every record that he has broken to make it look like he's that thirsty to break a record that he has to intentionally foul.
We're good.
You know that for a fact.
But not a record, guys. We already established that, and I think we got to go back and say that this is not a record, as Rick said. This is just number 2. No record was effectively broken, right? So this was just Bam and going and getting his and eating, and we got to be clear about that.
Floor is yours, Am. Go for it.
You know, it's funny. Before the show, yeah, please go.
No. Do you want to wait? Because AM and I talked about something. Like, it's your choice, dude. What do you want to do?
I'm thinking about it. I'm on the fence here. You know, look, as we know, there was a tremendous. My phone, it was hot potato. It was burning my hands so much in the last 2 days. I just had to keep dropping it from everybody going back and forth. And we know AM Pfeffer did not weigh in at all on the text chain. I was enjoying every second of this, but I did not weigh in on this. And then I really thought about it. I'm like, should I save this? Because my rant, I wanted to go all the way to the end of the show and put a little symmetry on this, not effectively weigh in on this argument at the top of the show. And I was going to wait for my rant. But you know what, Rick? I'm ready. I'm jumping in the ring. Dwight's going to like this.
Ooh.
Gentlemen, I have no problem with what Bam did, with what Spoelstra did, and with what the Miami Heat did. There should be no asterisks on this. But I want to qualify this because it obviously deserves to be qualified. Here's the reality of this. Again, and it was just what we talked about, and I'm so glad we arrived at the end of this. There was no record broken. There is a tipping point in an individual having a Heat game and a Heat check Oddly enough, the man plays for the Heat. He was at 70 points. Go for it. Eat. This is entertainment. This is what the fans want to see, at least a certain number of them. Rick, you talked about it. Half of the people you took a poll with wanted to see him go for it. That's all we're talking about here, okay? Because the reality is, and this is where my mind went through all of this at the end of this, it literally went to season 9, episode 11, Seinfeld, the final season of Seinfeld. It's Kramer in the car with Rick, okay? And they're driving a Saab 900, and he's going down, and he's like, I'm not pulling over. This is about the gas gauge, guys. We're going to empty. Let's see what happens. And he talks Rick literally into going to see what happens when you go past the gas gauge. It's a brilliant, hysterical episode, and that's literally how I felt about it. That he they're going crazy. It's Thelma and Louise. Everybody's out of their minds because Bam Adebayo is on a heater, and he's cresting towards potentially taking down Kobe Bryant. And at the very end of the episode, you know what happens? They pull back into the Rick, you remember what happens here? They literally pull back into the dealership, and Kramer looks over at Rick, and Rick is like, the gas gauge drops off at the very end, right? It literally breaks off at the end, and he looks over at Rick, and he's like, I'll think about it, when he's talking about the car, right? After the test drive, and he just walks out of the car. And that's exactly what this is. It's so, inconsequential, and I understand that there's this need and this huge talk that, we have to talk about this, but, to me, this is not my NBA, guys. Meaning, and I'm serious about this, and I know you're wearing the jersey, I didn't care when Kobe got 81. I don't really care that Bam had 83. It's interesting. It's like, I understand people are in the car with Rick and Kramer cresting towards the gas gauge falling off, and then when you get there, okay, the gas gauge fell off. It's just not as cool as you think. You know what's cool? SGA hitting dagger threes and putting himself back firmly into the MVP race. Wemby truly being the anthem, becoming who he is. What's going on in the Eastern Conference? The Heat have freaking won 6 in a row. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They're up to the 6th seed, tied with the Magic, who have crested back to the 5th seed. Charlotte's sitting right there. Orlando's on a heater. Philadelphia's on a free-fall. This is awesome. This is the NBA. Khan, Knipple, and Cooper Flagg as rookies going at it, putting up 50 and 45. Then I want to chime in. Then I care about. That's my NBA, okay? What's going on in the West? The Houston Rockets making their move back up to the 3rd seed, right? The conversation about Luka and Reeves killing it without LeBron. That's a conversation worthy of having. Bam Adebayo had 83 points, guys. He had a Heat night. There's a tipping point, and the tipping point said, yeah, go for it. This is the entertainment of the NBA. It has nothing to do with the Wizards. It has nothing to do with Kobe. It has nothing to do with the way the real fans of the NBA digest what's out there. It's all good. No asterisks. But if you ask me, I got 38 other storylines that I'm way more interested in, just like when Kobe Bryant hit his 81, and honestly, even Kobe's last game, when they let him heat check and do what he did, and I think he put up 60-plus that night, moderately interesting to me. The gas gauge fell off. So what? I'm not buying the sub.
I don't like the take.
So
I don't like the take.
So
I think it's apples and oranges. You don't care. So you're after the conversation. You're just not in the conversation. You don't care. So my whole thing is the people that care about these points. Kobe's record was cool because of I'm
allowed in the conversation because I'm a fan of the NBA who follows enough.
I mean, I just think it's apples and oranges. I heard your point.
You're right.
I like the analogy. I like the take. But you know, great. But I'm with you.
So
I'm with you with all the stuff that's happening right now in the NBA.
Yeah.
And I'm actually glad about that. But it needed to be addressed because the integrity of the game was compromised. You have refs that are giving all these foul calls, but they can barely give a foul call to
and that's where you lose me.
Brown.
That's where you
No.
Yeah.
But
It's not the game.
Guess what?
It's an isolated game.
Guess what, cuz? You're all this talk about that's where I lose you, but you still can't address the fact that intentionally fouling up 30 is cool.
Okay, let's talk about this. It's not cool. I'm with you there, Doc. none of this is cool. It's not about necessarily apathy or not caring. It's just not as cool as we're all making it out to be. It's cool that an absolute, like, paramount zenith athlete of the world against all the other athletes scored 83, but we know there were things that had to happen for him to get there, to make that. These ridiculous free throws, the amount that he took compared to, as Rick pointed out, he's less than 5 per game, and now he's shooting 43. To your point, Doc, that his teammates had to foul to keep this going, that he jacked up threes to the end of the game. But again, he's on a heater. Let's just see where he can go with this. Let's just see if the gas falls up
without intentionally fouling and
but it's an isolated.
That's where you lose us.
It's an isolated game. It's way cooler when a superstar or even not a superstar drops 40 or 50 plus in a playoff game when it actually matters. Right? So it's fun, and I'm glad we're talking about it. I'm glad the fans got to see this. I'm glad certain fans care about it and got to see this because, again, that's their NBA.
So are you okay with Karl-Anthony Towns playing taps with himself at the end of a game just to get 50 rebounds? Because you can actually do that, right? So
that's not
what
even remotely close to what we're talking about.
That's what it is. If Wemby is 3 rebounds away from getting a double, and he starts tapping the ball himself,
no, you know what?
That's exactly what it is.
You've asked a great question, and I'm gonna answer your question with that. So let me go back and really put an emphasis on this. If Bam Adebayo had 35 at the half, which is obviously a solid number, he's nowhere near 82. So it's like, that's not part of the question. So if Cat, who has 20 rebounds in a game or 25, is nowhere near and then just does that.
It is, because I'm talking about the fourth quarter with
but my point is,
and he is in the 70 mark, so that's you're only like a few points away.
Yeah, there's a tipping point.
Yes, exactly.
The tipping point, and it's not about necessarily beating Kobe. It's just, it really wasn't about that.
It was never about that.
You're right. It was about, let's just see
how you do it.
Bam. Let's just see where you end up.
How you do it.
He's already on such a heater. He's so far away, has the points. Let's just see how many points he can amass.
But it's how you do it. You don't intentionally foul. So it's the same way. If you have the fact that you said it's not the same thing, and when Ricky Davis tapped the ball to himself, because that actually happened, and everybody had an issue with that.
That was for him to get a triple-double.
All right. So that means anybody can inflate their stats. 30 rebounds is a record with Kevin Love going all out there and getting 30 rebounds.
Yeah.
I think Karl-Anthony Towns also did 30 rebounds in the flow of the game and really did it. And I'm sure sometimes players move out the way and let you get the rebound. That's fine. But what happened yesterday, or what Bam did, was equivalent to someone just playing taps. And you know what? The person the actual statistician has to actually record it.
Yeah.
Because they just keep on doing that.
Yeah.
That's the integrity of the game I'm talking about. And that's what was compromised, because you're intentionally fouling to get all these possessions. And to me, there's a lot of people on record saying that.
I'm not disagreeing with you that the integrity of the game was compromised.
Yeah.
So you understand. I get that.
But it was also unfair to Bam Adebayo for Coach Spoelstra to tarnish that record night by telling his players to do that. He should know better as a steward of the game. To say, this is his special night. We're not going to make people talk about this in a bad way. He did what he had to do. He had 70-plus points doing it the way he did it. Because he's a big. He had to take 20-plus threes, and he had to take 43 free throws in order to get that number, because that's Bam Adebayo's way of doing it. I have no issue with that. But all that intentional fouling, that's where you guys lose me. And so I know who's who when they intentionally ignore that part of the game. Because that's unnatural. That doesn't even happen in any other game where you're up 30 or 20 and you intentionally foul. That's where you guys lose me, when you ignore that fact. That's not even a part of your argument.
Well, no, but so let me clarify with that, if I may, Rick. I want to just finalize with this point. It's not that I'm ignoring it, and it's not really that it's not part of the argument. It's that Bam was on a heater. So regardless of what they did at the very end of the game, it doesn't take away from the fact of how many points he otherwise had leading up to that. And I'm strictly talking about the tipping point.
No, I'm okay with that. I'm with you. I'm talking about
but my point
75 to 83. If you have to intentionally foul and miss free throws and intentionally foul the players, that's where the issue is. And that's where you're ignoring. I'm okay.
I'm not ignoring the fact. I'm just saying I don't really care that he ended up with 77, 83, or 87, or that he passed Kobe Bryant. Because I didn't. I'm telling you that it didn't really get to me when Kobe had his 81.
That's fine.
That's my
why
point.
you removed yourself from the conversation, because you don't care about that stat, and that's okay. There's
It's
stats
not-
I don't
again,
care
it's
about
not-
either. I don't care about certain plus minus stats.
Yep.
And so I remove myself from those conversations.
Sure.
I let people be happy about that stat, and then I move on. But if you're not happy about any of those stats or anything in that category, then
It's
that's,
not
that's
happy,
probably,
unhappy,
that's probably why you shouldn't chime in here.
apathy, not apathy, or totally not caring. It's still part of basketball. It's still the fabric of the NBA. So, of course, a part of me is paying attention to it. It's just that there's 38 other storylines that are a lot more
As a
exciting.
father, you wouldn't want to rob your kid from a home run or a grand slam by putting an extra kid on the base just so that he could say he had a grand slam. You would want him to earn
Eric
it.
Eric Spoelstra didn't want to rob Bam Adebayo of his moment. That's why he did.
He did, Dwight. And the fact that you can't see it, Rick, do you see my point about the intentional fouling? Can you explain?
Yeah, 100%. Eric Spoelstra ruined the greatest night of Bam's life. Spo did that.
Thank you.
Now we're getting somewhere, by the way.
That's
now we're having a bigger.
And I love
we're
Eric
having a bigger
Spoelstra.
conversation about
I'll get
the last
over
4
this.
minutes of the game.
I'll get over
I
this.
like this. I like that we're talking about the last 4 minutes of the game. Now we're having a real
But that's
conversation.
what we've been talking about the whole time.
Not
That was
really.
the question.
Not
That was
really.
the question.
Not when Rick's wearing a Kobe jersey
That's
and everybody's
fine.
focused
Yeah,
on the fact that he
perspective.
passed
That's
Kobe.
his view.
I'm gonna guys,
it could
time
be
out,
like
time out. I want to make this clear. I'm a huge Kobe guy. This is sarcastic trolling. That's all this is, right?
That's all it
This
is.
is sarcastic
But-
trolling.
but-
This is not
but
about Kobe. It would be
facts
about
for those who
Kobe.
are fans of this game.
Let me make this point. It would be about Kobe if Kobe had the record. Okay? It would be about Kobe if Kobe had the record. But Kobe doesn't have the record.
Exactly.
We know you're just trolling.
Exactly.
We're
It
talking.
doesn't. But that's what I
My
say.
whole point when I first started talking to Dwight were questions about that last 4 minutes. I already gave the flower. I moved past that. I'm focused on what tarnished and what he robbed Bam of, and that's my issue.
But neither of those guys have a record. It's not
always
an
been
exact
a record.
You guys have a question for you.
I'm not using the
I have a
record.
question
You know what I
for you.
mean?
I have a
Because they're
question
our
for you.
second place. He robbed someone of second place, and now he's second
You guys-
place. So that's
yeah,
exactly. What
exactly.
he did. Yes.
So you guys, do people in barbershops give LeBron James full credit for the bubble championship?
No.
Okay. And I disagree with that, but that is a narrative reality among hoop heads all over the world. Okay. The point that I really disagree with, and Mike Greenberg made this too, 20 years from now, nobody's going to remember all this stuff. They're just going to see 83. I completely disagree with that, because what you're doing is you're telling basketball fans they're dumb and that they can't contextualize. Okay. Who doesn't remember? Listen real quick. Listen real quick. Who doesn't remember in 20 Dwight, you're going next here. I just want to complete this point. Who doesn't remember that in 2015, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love got hurt for the Cavs? That's why the Dubs won that championship. Okay. Who doesn't remember that Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson blew tires in 2019? That's why the Raptors got their championship. There are all kinds of examples of injuries twisting who won the championship, okay? And those hardcore hoop heads like us remember that. I'm not putting an asterisk on it, but there's a but to it, okay? There's contextualizing to it. And so let Bam have 74 points. Let him have 76 points, the authentic way, the organic way. LeBron's Heat record was 61 points. Bam would have shattered that, okay? He would have been up there with Embiid and Luka and all the 70-point scores. And you know what? That's enough. That's enough, Spo. Get him out of the game. Huge round of applause. You don't need to dissolve this thing into a non-basketball game. Dwight, go ahead.
No, all I'm saying is, and you said it, and I think this is when it comes to debate shows, when it comes to opinions, people want their opinions to be valid, right? And then, so when I will consider myself a basketball elitist, and I will think that I know more than all of you guys on this show, but I try not to portray that. But I know that some people will get sensitive about that. And that's, to me,
not me.
That's the crux.
Not me. Say it with your chest, Dwight. Say it with your chest.
Right?
Exactly. Not me. I think you get sensitive to the fact that you're a pro and we question your proness. But go ahead.
See,
We're
but
cool
the
with
thing
what
is, I know, I've scored, I didn't get to the NBA, but I've scored 49 points in a pro game in a 40-minute FIBA game. I know
Let's
how
go.
difficult that was. So
I didn't know
when
that,
I
Dwight.
hear
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
when I hear people, so you know what? If it gets personal,
That's a great
it gets
example.
personal. When I hear people,
hold on.
go ahead, man.
Go
ahead.
No, I actually like that example. So you had 49 points. That's so close to 50, Dwight. That's so close to 50. Would you have wanted your coach to intentionally foul players for the last 2 minutes to make sure? I'm saying keep you in the whole game. Or would you want your coach to intentionally foul players so you would have the opportunity to have more possessions to score your 50 points? Or would you rather do it the 49 way, where it was with the integrity of the game intact?
I would want to get the 50.
With intentionally fouling? You want your teammates to intentionally foul so you get possessions?
Hey,
So
at least he's
you,
consistent. Doc, at least he's consistent. I'm telling you.
Because he's smart. He's smart because he knows he would have lost an argument if he had disagreed to that.
Okay, you know what? Congratulations.
You wouldn't want your coach to do that. You would have your good night.
All I know is when people
I love you guys,
I'm gonna get personal. When people I know, and this is everybody out there who's viewing this, when people I know won't ever come close to scoring 50, 60, 70, let alone 83 in a game, and they're puffing their chest out and saying there's an asterisk, I have a major problem with that. Major. Because you guys will never come close to it. Ever. So how could you? This is an NBA game. It's not a rec league game. It's not a beer league game. It's not a church league. And you guys want to put an asterisk beside an 83-point performance? Who cares how he got it? This is the NBA. And at the end of the day, 20 years from now, yes, we'll remember how he got the 83 points. But you know what? Bam Adebayo scored 83 points in an NBA game. That's all what should matter. That's all I'm saying.
No, I hear you. All right, so I want to get to a cool piece of content here, and I want to further this debate a little bit. There's a couple more points that really need to be made. I want you all to hear. And by the way, Dwight, I want to say this quickly before I do this. You mentioned valid. Your opinion is valid, dude. AM, your opinion is valid. I disagree with it, but that doesn't invalidate it. Like the Twitter poll I ran was 50-50. Okay, this is actually a really good debate. But it's very divisive, right? All right. So I want you guys to hear from Brian Shaw. Okay, he talks about, remember when Kobe had 62 through 3 quarters, right? And then didn't go in the fourth quarter. Listen to Brian Shaw talk about how Kobe treated that fourth quarter. Can we hear it, guys? What's up?
The volume's not working.
I can't even remember what year it was now, but we're playing the Dallas in between. We're playing the Dallas Mavericks. I can't even remember what year it was now, but at the end of the third quarter, Kobe had 6.
Let's do it.
You're on mute, Rick. You're on mute.
Trying to get video going here, and I'm sorry. I apologize. Brian Shaw said, Kobe had 62 points against the Mavs in 3 quarters. Phil asked Kobe if he wanted to go back in to stat pad and chase 70 points. Kobe responded, nah, I'll get it another time when we really need it. It was like 2 months later that he dropped 81 on the Toronto Raptors. And this is all that you need to know, okay? because Dwight mentioned, this wasn't church league or beer league or rec league. Well, the last 4 minutes was. And that was the most critical 4 minutes of the game that got him, to 83. Bam's 83 definitely warrants an asterisk. Let's compare it to what Kobe did in the Toronto game when he had 81. The Lakers led 91-85 heading into the fourth quarter. 6-point game. Pretty good Raptors team, too, by the way. They had a huge lead earlier in the game. So Lakers come rolling back. Kobe's cooking. And they're up 6 heading into the fourth quarter. Okay. They won the game by 18. Okay. When you're up by 18, you leave your guys in until 2 minutes left, a minute and a half left, and then you yank them, right? You don't want some crazy, insane comeback happening on your watch. You leave your best player in. That's authentic, pure, and legitimate, okay? This was, to me, a complete indictment of Heat culture because the unwritten rule? It's the Russell Westbrook rule, right? Doc and I joke about this all the time. Westbrook wants to decapitate you if you try to cheat and get a bucket late, right? When there's 28 seconds left and the game's over. Russ freaks out. He wants your head, okay? A lot of other people, it's the unwritten rule. A lot of other people subscribe to that. I would bet everything I own that Heat culture, okay, is with Russell Westbrook on that. And they would get all pissed and salty if Alex Sarr went in for a meaningless dunk to take his point total from 17 to 19. They'd freak out. Heat culture, right? Well, they did that exact thing times a trillion with Bam Adebayo. Okay? Complete deviation from Heat culture.
100%.
And by the way, Heat culture's been exposed with this, by the way.
But here's the thing, though, Rick. The Lakers were up 13 with 4 minutes to go. Now, I'm not going to disagree, right, that the last 4 minutes, we can question the strategy that was put forth to get Bam to the 83, okay? But Kobe was in the game. They were up 13 with 4 minutes to go. He left the game with 30 seconds to go. They wanted Kobe to get over the 80-point plateau. That was the strategy.
But 13 up with 4 minutes to go is not game over.
No, it's not. But if you watch the game, there was a concerted effort to get Kobe the ball. He went to the free throw line.
That's not the problem. It's the intentional fouling. No one intentionally fouled to get more possessions. That's the difference.
Or
guys,
missed free throws. Or intentionally missed free throws.
Conversation about Kobe for a second. Rick, let me just quickly go around the room. Rick, is Kobe in your top 10 of all time?
He's number 5 on my list. Hi, B-Dot, by the way. I can't wait to get you chiming in on Bam's 83.
We got to mention this, but real quick. B-Dot, is Kobe in your top 10?
Yes.
Doc?
No.
He's not in your top 10 anymore?
He's not.
Okay.
No.
And for me, I got him number 6 in my top 10 of all time. Anybody have Bam Adebayo in the top 50 or even top 100 players of all time? You got him in the top 50 players of all time?
Yep. He's in my top.
Anybody else have him in the top
83? Bam is definitely in my top 10 now.
He's in your top.
That's how you guys sound today. That's how you guys sound today.
All right,
B-Dot, is Bam Adebayo in your top 50 of all time, let alone
That's
the
how
top
y'all sound. I'm zagging right now. I'm zagging.
You can zag.
What's your point, though?
I'm getting there.
But he's on my fantasy team every year.
My point is that Rick is trying to literally assimilate these two guys. One of them being a shooting guard who's basically Michael Jordan light compared to Bam Adebayo's one shining moment night where the song might as well have been playing from CBS's March Madness. This is not fair. This is not what this is about. Okay, Bam Adebayo was on a heater. He hit the tipping point and it went over. The Heat did what they did. You can have the argument about how the last 4 minutes or what Spoelstra did or whatnot. But and again, I don't really feel like this is about taking on Kobe Bryant. I'm not a pomp and circumstance guy. You know this about me. I didn't like Bam Adebayo holding up 83. I don't like him talking trash after the fact that he's, like, hey, it's Wilt, then me, then Kobe. But again, that's all we're really trying to get to here. It's like, what is this even all about? The fact that the guy had 83, and that's exciting. That's an exciting night that somebody crossed that 80-point mark, no matter how he did it. B-Dot's going to weigh in here, but Rick, I'm sorry, this argument doesn't hold water. Pitting Bam against who Kobe was and how he handled himself and his business when he's effectively the second greatest shooting
He's
guard
a
of
pro
all
basketball
time.
player.
No, he's the second
Bam
greatest.
Adebayo is a pro basketball player.
But Kobe's
Respect
a different
the fact
breed.
that he's a
top
Olympian.
10 basketball player of
He's an
all time.
all-star. Bam Adebayo is a legit player because he's in the NBA, period, end of story. And so no NBA player should want someone to rob them of their night by making it like Make-A-Wish Foundation.
I don't think his night was robbed. He still had 70 plus.
Earn it the right
and it was
way.
still a heater. B-Dot.
Hey,
let's hear from you, buddy. Let's hear from B-Dot.
Does Bam's 83 need an asterisk?
I don't want to say an asterisk, and it has nothing to do with Kobe at all. Kobe, that has nothing to do with what I'm about to speak on and what Bam 83 was. I mean, at the end of the day, he was getting fouled. He shot 43 free throws. We seen it. I watched the whole game. He was getting fouled. It was legit 43 free throws. It wasn't no flopping. I mean, of course, if you get bumped, you try to throw the ball up and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, what I did not like about the 83 points is the last 3 minutes of the game. They're up by 20. They're up by 25. You have your teammates legitimately fouling the other team. They're literally fouling the other team player so they can shoot free throws because they're already in penalty and Bam get the ball back. If this is the NBA, if we want to hold class for class and weight for weight, well, why don't the Heat just defend the Wizards? If they're the worst team in the league, just defend these guys. They're going to miss anyway. They're going to miss. And they're going to shoot the ball within the first 14 seconds of the shot clock. Defend, get the rebound, then give Bam the ball. Not foul. Now the Wizards are triple teaming Bam so he don't get the ball. They pass it into somebody else. That person ends up getting fouled. This person goes to the free throw line and intentionally tries to miss the free throw. Throwing the ball. That's what grinds my gears. And other than that, I am happy for Bam's 83. I just don't like how he got to it the last 3 minutes. And not saying it's his fault. Like you said, like Dwight said, Spoelstra left him in the game and told the Heat players, foul. Let's get Bam the ball. That's the only thing I don't like. That's the only disgrace that I have for, let's just say, the last 14 points of his 83. We can put an asterisk on that last 14, but at the end of the day, this man had 36 in the first quarter, 30 in the first quarter. You feel me? 40-something at halftime. So he was already on that heater, and it was looking really well. It was looking really good. But at the end of the day, I just didn't like how he got to that 83 with the fouling and throwing the ball. And I didn't like that. The 43 free throws, I don't mind. Those were legit fouls. We seen it. Those were very legit fouls. But other than that, I don't like how he got to that 83 in the last 3 minutes of the game.
Dwight,
I had no issue with Bam's 83. And the only reason why I knew what happened at the end of the game, because no one was really watching this game, was because of what you said in the group chat. And that's the only time I cared enough to be like, yo, what happened? And if you didn't say that, I wouldn't have known that about the intentional fouling. And what's crazy about it is some of these takes that you hear all over the networks, some of them are not even mentioning that intentional fouling. That's why I know their takes are totally disingenuous.
All I know is it's difficult to score 83 points in a game. Eric Spoelstra understood that Bam Adebayo will never have this opportunity again. So
yes, he will. Okay. They play the Wizards four times a year.
And never
four times a year.
Yeah.
So did he give Adebayo
what are they saying, dude, in the
opportunity to get to 83?
Yes,
Sure.
He can sit Powell and Tyler Hero next year when they play the Sacramento Kings. And this time Westbrook will probably break Bam Adebayo's leg before he even has a chance to do it.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, if you want to consider this to be a cop-out response, at the end of the day, Bam Adebayo's name is what sits right behind Wilt Chamberlain. And Rick, yes, a selective amount of us are going to remember how this was accomplished. But 30, 40 years from now, it's going to be Bam Adebayo's name at 83 points, second behind Wilt. And to me, he can go to his grave with that. The second best scoring night of all time. This is for barbershop fodder. This is for podcast fodder. If they want to put an asterisk beside it, go right ahead. but I'm going to respect it. I'm going to give him full credit. If it makes you guys feel better and sleep better at night to say there's an asterisk, and because there were fouls intentionally done, this, that, and the third, have at it, no problem. But I'm going to celebrate Bam Adebayo scoring 83 points in a game. That's how I'm going to do it.
You know who didn't celebrate it? Ime Udoka didn't celebrate it. We got to play this
saw that
out.
Bam Adebayo had 83 points tonight. I'm sure you know, Bam. What are your thoughts on that and such a historic night?
Yeah, I mean, first thing you think is how, because of, not because of him, but because of the way he plays, And I saw only made 6 threes, but 40 free throws or something like that. Tells the story right there. And the
Ooh, okay. And I want y'all to hear JJ Redick too here in a second. Brian Keith, the head coach of the Washington Wizards, said it became not a basketball game at the end. I can't remember who came in. Was AM's the last voice I heard? I wanted to play that Ime sound. By the way, you guys know. It's like this for Ime Udoka and Joe Mazzulla. Those are my guys, man. I want Joe Mazzulla to crack one of his weird, strange-ass jokes where it's like, dude, he like the eyes of Joe Mazzulla, right? They're like owl eyes, right? Like they're just so like intense, man. Mazzulla, Ime, you're my guys, man. You're my guys. All right, AM, go ahead if you had a take.
I just wanted it on record that, your question was, should there be an asterisk next to this? And at least on this panel, it's 3-2 no, because as B-Dot chimed in, he said,
it's
no,
like,
no.
I wasn't addressing, I never answered the question, actually. I personally don't care about whether there's an asterisk. It should be what it is. I'm just saying the casual fans will forget 10 years from now. But I'm just speaking to the fact that Spo did Bam Adebayo an injustice and tarnished his beautiful night. That's all I'm speaking to the fact. And I guarantee you Adam Silver probably spoke to him like he shouldn't be intentionally fouling going forward in another game up 26 points.
No.
I don't think you ever see that again.
You guys, we have our guest. We can continue this after I don't want to keep him waiting any longer, though. Andrew Salop at 1-2 Combo on Instagram, and let's bring him on right now. 1-2 Combo, Andrew, man. Combo's Court Podcast, B-Ball Breakdown, Good Drill Pod. And Andrew, we bring you in. I'm going to introduce you to the guys here in a second. We bring you in for arguably the spiciest debate we've ever had. Of course, we're talking about Bam's 83. But first of all, Andrew, how are you, my friend?
I don't think he can hear us. Yeah, he can't hear us.
Can't hear us?
Yeah.
The big intro and then
that was a hell of an intro. It was a hell of an intro.
Thank you, B-Dot. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Trying to get my MC on around here, man. So Dwight, go ahead if you try to be like you, B-Dot. But Dwight, if you had another point to make, go ahead while we work out the kinks.
No, there's no points. It's just we need to be celebrating this, man. But as soon as the game was over, it was negative take after negative take after negative take. And I don't know. The dude had 83 points in 42 minutes.
No, we acknowledged it. But celebrating we wanted to celebrate it until Spoelstra tarnished his night. We wanted to celebrate him having 83 the right way. I don't care that he wrote 83. To AM's point, I really didn't care. I was like, yo, Bam had 40 at half. Yo, Bam has like 60 after 3 quarters or 70 at 3. I was like, he might actually break the record. But then when B-Dot told me that they were intentionally fouling, I was like, why would they do that? It just messed up everything. I was just like just let the guy rock out and do it the right way. So now everybody's going to be like, but. And that's what I'm pissed about. And Spoelstra should have known better.
So do you think Spoelstra and Bam Adebayo feel that night was tarnished?
No, because they don't think like I do. But that's okay. I realize this was split down the middle, just like Rick's poll. And I don't even know how many people polled in because the power of that study probably wouldn't speak to that fact. Rick, how many people voted on your poll?
Like 250 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think the power of that study is legit yet. You probably got to get into the thousands to make sure that it's a 50-50 split. You get what I'm saying? And that's just the way.
Yeah.
That's just how statistics go. But
well, I'll tell you this:
it
it's
is
not
what
a
it is.
50-50. It's not a 50-50 split in the media. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's 90-10 in the media. Like
in terms of what, which way?
And in the NBA,
90 stuff, how they did it.
Yeah, 90% are pissed about it. 10% are like, I'm cool with it. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's kind of how I feel about it.
That's probably the way to look, because the casual fans who don't really care about it. So they'll be like, yeah, I'm happy for him, but they don't see the context of how the game was compromised, and going forward, how that enables others who think that way to think it's okay to do that. And obviously, there are people in that circle that think that way, because Spoelstra, a very respected coach, and I have the utmost respect for Spo, who's also a hooper, thought it was okay to do that. That's why I'm actually shocked. And I just hope that Adam Silver doesn't just stay quiet on this issue. He doesn't have to make a public statement.
Why? For what? Make a statement for what?
Because Dwight,
he needs to issue a public apology.
Why don't you go down to Miami and be a part of their coaching staff? You fit right in. You sitting there next to Alonzo Mourning in your nice suits, all broad shoulders. Yeah, you go down to Miami and be part of their coaching staff.
No, but listen to what you're saying. You're saying that the commissioner of the NBA needs to make a statement about Bam Adebayo.
No, I didn't say. I said he doesn't need to make a public statement. I said he should at least speak to Spoelstra and let him know that it's not okay to continue to compromise the integrity of the game as a steward of USA basketball.
Compromise the integrity?
The game. You know what? I guarantee you, the EuroLeague that everybody tries to elevate so above the American basketball players would probably have an issue with him intentionally fouling up 20, 30 points.
No.
Guarantee you that. You know what? When they asked Wemby, who's a poster child of Euro basketball, about it, he skated around it and he was embarrassed by it.
Yeah, he was.
Did Eric Spoelstra break any rules
Wemby's my
in
guy.
the final 4 minutes of the fourth quarter?
It's an unspoken.
He broke unwritten rules.
No.
He broke unwritten rules.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Super Pro basketball player.
Like, I'm not sure that part's debatable, right? I think this whole greater issue is debatable, but whether Spo legitimately coached the final 4 minutes, I don't think that's debatable. Clearly they didn't, and he didn't. Guys, I don't think we've ever seen I know you guys are NBA historians. I'm a historian as well. I don't think there's another example of an artificial chase of a scoring record like this. I don't think there's another one on record. I think this is one of one. And I think
Ricky Davis, and everybody was pissed off about that.
But I hear you, but that's going for a triple-double, right? That's not artificially going from 59 to 60 or artificially going from 67 to 72 or, doing what Bam did. And I'm here to be corrected if I'm wrong. Can you guys think of another example? You guys have been following this game for 30, 40, 50 years just like me. Can you think of anything that's even remotely close to what Spo did with Bam the other night? Because I can't.
The only thing I could think of that was close to it, and we'll never know, is we don't know what happened in the Wilt Chamberlain game. We don't know how his teammates were just trying to make sure he hit 100. And we don't know how they did that.
Wilt scored 100.
He did.
Bam scored 83 last night. Wilt scored 100. He was averaging 50 and 20. I believe it. I don't need to see no film.
Yeah, 100%. And Bam scored 83 too. It's just that Spo, in the process of Bam scoring it, messed up his night and how it was done. I give Bam all the credit. You still got to make the buck. You still got to make those free throws. And you know what? When Wilt hit his 100, he actually shot a very good percentage. If I'm correct, am I correct on that?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. You had to hit those free throws.
He had a hot. The reason he got 100, Wilt, is because he had a hot night from the free throw line, and we know that Wilt sucked as a free throw shooter, but that night he was hitting them. That's why he hit 100.
And that's the context.
I think the
over
whole
50 years later, Dwight.
in terms of the NBA players, I think the only people that respect it, well, I don't want to say respect. Well, I can say respected and celebrated is the Heat staff, is the Heat culture. As you can see, NBA players. Well, Dwight, I'm going by these NBA players' interviews that they didn't give a damn about the 43. They didn't give a damn about the 83 for Bam. Maybe I'm talking about the ones that they did interview. I'm just going by what's in the media. Every player they interviewed was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. It is what it is. And they probably saying that because they seen the 43 free throws. But like I said, all of those 43 free throws were legit. And they're probably legit. And they're looking at it, and they're probably looking at it like, okay, well, he didn't score, he didn't go off, he didn't do this. But I mean, at the end of the day, he had 30 in the first quarter. Trust me, I know, because when I seen the post on the NBA Instagram, I said, I jokingly, because he's on my fantasy team, I jokingly said, oh, he's in the game with 35 when he had 30. And until this day, right now, I'm talking about the whole day, everybody, he has 43 now, he has 56, oh, he has 75. My comments is flooded. I can't even look in my notifications because it's fans of Bam and the Miami Heat saying, oh, you're wrong again. Well, he has 35 now. Until this day, on even my post now, they put 83 under my post that it's nothing about basketball. All I see is 83. So he is celebrated. And I don't want to say it just by the Heat fans, but I'm just going by, the NBA players. Maybe I got to ask some myself. But, from the media take, the NBA players, they weren't impressed at all. But that doesn't take away from fans.
Kevin Durant liked it. So.
Oh, yeah, KD, yeah. But KD's a basketball savant, and he sees the game as it is. You're going to
like it. You're happy for Bam. Everybody loves Bam. Bam did something that was historic. It's just that
also my team is in the playoffs for the fantasy, so that kind of pissed me off too. Bam
exactly. If you was in a fantasy team and it's playoffs right now, you literally could have won the whole thing off of that, or at least your week.
Come on, and Cade had 17 assists the same day too. Man, I don't want to talk about it.
Sheesh. He was killing.
Yeah, bro.
He was killing.
Come on, man.
All right, so we're having
with our guests.
We're having technical difficulties. I'm not really sure. So we press on, fellas.
What's your favorite color?
Pardon me?
What's your favorite color?
Me?
Yeah.
Black.
Okay. I was just asking because all the guys that you like, Ime and Joe Mazzulla, all those they somehow had green on with the Celtics. Green, your Jets, green. I don't know if you're a Jalen Hurts fan, but he fits.
Mike check.
Mazzulla, I am a Jalen Hurts. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan, and I do like the color green. Dot. I tell you that right now. I do like the color green.
Had to change the subject. Our guest ready to be brought in. I didn't want you to start another topic, so that's why. Yeah,
so let's bring in my man Andrew. So sorry for the tech difficulties, man. We good? Andrew Salop, you with us or what?
I'm here, man. I'm here.
1-2 combo. 10 years pro baller from 2007 to 2017. We're going to talk to you about that. So we got to start with this. I do want, Andrew, to hear your basketball journey. And I want to circle back to that. So I want to kind of invert this. We have for an hour debated Bam Adebayo. Does the 83 need an asterisk? And so that's the question. Upper right-hand corner is Dwight Walton, pro ball player overseas, played with the Canadian national team, played in the Olympics, in the Seoul Olympics in '88. In our LA studios, Dr. X is on the right with the white hoodie. He's our founder, our creator. He's a sports medicine radiologist, one of the best in America. A.M. Pfeffer's to his left, his right, actually. Businessman, anchor, author, and the great Brandon Armstrong, pro hooper himself, NBA impersonator, comedian, rapper, and a man of many, many talents. So this is the crew. 1-2 combo, asterisk or not on Bam's 83.
Hell no. No asterisk. Because I'm trying to break records. Hey, as a player, I used to chase stats. I used to try and get buckets. So if I could drop 100, I want to drop 100. And it's iconic. It's legendary. I mean, no asterisk at all. 83 is 83. Congrats to Bam.
Okay.
I couldn't have said
Wow.
it better
Question real quick.
myself.
Can I ask you
Thank
a
you,
question real
So-
quick?
Oh, here we go.
Can I ask you a question?
Come on, baby.
Well, first off, I just want to make sure there's love. Is this the guy that's a New Yorker or does New York sports, or is that somebody else?
That is me. I do New York sports.
Yeah, he
But
does.
Okay, are you
Jalen
from New
Brunson-
York?
I'm from New York, but Jalen Brunson fans do not like me, and Knicks fans have been known to hate me. But yes, I'm from New York.
Oh no.
Oh, this is about to get.
You need to
we
be
like-
on
we
this
like
show,
you,
my
we like
friend.
you, we like
Yes.
We like you. So
He said we like you already.
my only question to you, as a pro hooper, because I respect everything you've done as well as my cousin. But if you were you okay? This is my only question, with intentional fouling to get the ball back, just to have more possessions. Were you aware that happened, and are you okay with that?
I'm okay with
So
that.
the Miami Heat was up 26. Miami Heat was up 26, and they intentionally fouled the Washington Wizards players so that they can shoot free throws, so they can get the ball back to get extra possessions. I had no issue with them passing it to Bam, but to get the extra possessions by intentionally fouling up 26. Are you okay with that, chasing stats that way?
I'm okay with that because we got to think about it. The guy had 67 without any of that. So, I mean,
Okay.
look, and also it speaks
83 without it.
And it speaks to how good of a person Bam is because his teammates wanted to see him break the record, you know?
Yeah.
There's a
That's
tipping
exact-
point, right?
that's my point.
He had 67 without it, and he had close to 70. So it's like, if this was 40 or whatever, and then you're just being silly about it, fine. Which,
Okay.
again, does not set a precedent. But he had a tipping point to go for as many as he could, and he should have been in the game till the very end, and his teammates fed him the ball.
Okay, so B-Dot, is my second question now. B-Dot, as a pro basketball player, how do you feel about intentional fouling? And you said a lot of the other NBA players had issues with that as well, right?
I'm cool with that in a men's league game. If I'm about to score 100 in the men's league and it's 2.5 minutes left, yeah, keep fouling, give me the ball. But I don't know, me as a pro ball, I don't know, man. I'm not in the NBA. I was never in the NBA, but I was never close to 83. So the feeling from Bam,
You know what though?
and
You know what though, Dot?
Go ahead,
You
go
know
ahead.
what? And Andrew, I'm gonna bring you into this as well. Again, Eric Spoelstra and the Heat players read the room. They understood the moment. There was an opportunity for Bam Adebayo to break the record. Were souls sold in the final couple of minutes? Sure. Intentionally fouling, missing free throws. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, mission accomplished. He has the 83 points now. He's in the record book. He is second behind Wilt. I understand all of that. I get it. But the room was read. There was an assignment that changed once Bam had 70 points with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. They said, you know what? He has a chance to coach, to catch the late, great, iconic Kobe Bryant. Let's do what we have to do to give Bam the opportunity. So all of this asterisk talk sounds like it's a lot of jealousy. It's a lot of envy. It sounds like it's a how dare you want to do it this way. I'm telling you. That's how it feels.
It's not jealousy or envy.
Dwight, with
it's
that
a
being
lack
said,
of ethics.
With that being
It's not
said,
jealousy.
you said
I'm not jealous of any ball
67.
player ever. That'd be insane.
You said he had 67 or 70 with 9 minutes to go in the fourth?
Yeah. Yes.
You had 30 in the first quarter. You telling me you can't score 13 points
yes.
in 9 minutes against the Wizards without needing intentional fouls? You telling me you can't score
here's the thing, though, Dot,
as a dominant player?
Dot, here's the thing though. For as well conditioned as we know Heat players are, specifically Bam Adebayo, by the time the fourth quarter came, you don't think fatigue was setting in? It's one thing to score 31 in the first quarter when you're fresh. Now, he's taken a ton of shots. The Wizards players are triple teaming him. He's trying to get shots off. The dynamic I hear your question, but the dynamic is different in the fourth quarter. much different. Again, I don't think, to my cousin's point, my cousin doesn't have any issue with the amount of points he had leading up to the final 4 minutes. It's the strategy that was put forth to enable Bam to get over the 83. I hear all of that. But to discredit this, to have an asterisk, for people to ask for Adam Silver to make a statement, what rules?
That's sarcasm.
No one asked for that.
That's sarcasm, by the way. That's sarcasm.
No,
My cousin ain't sarcasm. You know what?
I didn't say a public statement. Dwight, you heard incorrectly. But yeah, interview
guys,
your
let's
guest.
bring in Andrew here real quick. Yeah, Andrew, chime in on what you're hearing right now, man.
Yeah, I totally agree with it. Everybody's talking about the free throws. He actually set a free throw record, which will never be broken. I think the 100 will be broken before the free throw record. So,
wow.
Yeah. No, and I think Wemby or Luka will beat the record eventually.
Okay.
Of 100, you think they'll top Will?
Yeah, one of them.
Oh wow, you're saying that with certainty. Wow. Andrew,
Yeah.
I want you to. I'm really fascinated to hear your basketball journey, and I know our audience is too. I know the guys are too. Start at college, okay, and then take us through how close did you get to the NBA? Did you think about either the D League or the G League, depending on what it was when you were balling, and then kind of take us into your overseas journey a little bit, man.
Yeah, so played JUCO ball, was all region there. Had a few scholarship offers to D2s. I wasn't eligible academically to go D1. So I was of the mindset, which was,
come on with that big brain. Are you serious right now?
I was all ball, bro. I didn't school. I was focused. Like I just wanted to be the best basketball player I could possibly be. But yeah, so I played overseas. Actually, I played in the ABA first, right after JUCO. I didn't sign a scholarship to go to a school. Played in the ABA. Then I did years in Israel, a year in Denmark, which is my favorite country. Love Denmark. And then I went back to Israel, and altogether that was 10 years. So yeah, it was a great experience. I would have traded for the world. I learned a lot about basketball overseas. I think I have a unique perspective because you look at the game so differently once you play over there, because they play with a totally different style, as you guys know. But yeah, that's basically what it is,
Let me follow up and ask you about Denmark, and then I want to bring Dr. X in, and I want you guys to have a little Knicks combo, because I know Doc's chomping at the bit to talk NYK with you. Why did Denmark stand out the way it did to you?
No, it was just the opportunity. I mean, they had the most money, and it was a place where I could.
It wasn't the women or anything like that.
Oh yeah, all of that. A lot of good times in Denmark. That's way back. What comedian said that? That's way back. Yeah, that was great. But Denmark was also an opportunity to be the man. Like in Israel, I played in situations where I wasn't the man, and Denmark was a situation where I was the only American, and I had the basketball all the time. Speaking about breaking records, I want to break all the records on and off the court, if you know what I mean, Rick. On and off the court.
You was Will on and off the court, okay?
Chasing Wilton both ways. Oh, I love it, man. I love it. By the way, our boy Peter Vesey about Bam, he said 19 points away from Wilt, and he said 19,999 ladies away from catching Will, too. Peter Vesey put that out there. That was like the best Bam Adebayo tweet that went out there. All right, Doc, ask Andrew a Knicks question, please.
Well, I just have to get perspective. So you're from New York. What part of New York are you from?
I was born in the Bronx, and I live in Astoria, Queens now.
Nice. Oh, perfect. So I was born in Queens, Elmhurst Hospital, and I was brought up in Mount Vernon, Money Earned in Mount Vernon. So we're neighbors right there in the Boogie Down Bronx.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
Used to go to Sue's Rendezvous.
No, unfortunately, no. my parents had a tight leash. My parents had a tight leash on me.
Okay, no worries.
Nah, that's dope. But so are you a Knicks fan, but you just have like strong opinions, or you don't like the Knicks and you're from New York?
I just feel like Knicks fans overrate Jalen Brunson, and he's a great player. But I feel like Knicks fans overrate him a little bit. They put him in that Luka, SGA, even Wemby category, and he's just not that.
Oh, no, I'm with you. I'm with you.
I think he's an overachiever, and he has a great story, and he's a great scorer, but he's small. He doesn't manage the game well, and he can't defend. So therefore, he cannot be in that category. Also, another thing is they gave him a great supporting cast. Like, he has a way better supporting cast than, let's say, a Cade Cunningham. I feel like if you gave Cade Cunningham, Jalen Brunson supporting cast, the Pistons would win a championship. So
now, if I said that, I would have got cursed. I would have got kicked off the show. I would have got cursed out. I would have said that. If I said half you said, I said that 3 days ago.
No, he didn't. He didn't. You said something about his clutchness.
We're talking about nothing about his clutchness. No, I do not argue.
That was your question.
That was not my
you
bad.
Said something.
My bad. Go.
Jason, what was the
Keep
question?
going, Drew.
Was it something about clutchness?
No, I said get the Knicks out of the Eastern Conference.
Jason just confirmed that it was about the clutchness. But anyway, Andrew,
Jason's a liar. He's on your payroll.
Agree.
He's on your payroll.
No,
it was not. It was
so Andrew.
no, it was nothing about his
I actually agree with you. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Knicks fans go up my neck. They're in my DMs. They're going crazy.
No, but honestly,
I'm being honest about their hero. Like, that's literally their hero. Like, crazy.
No, I get you. But are you rooting for the Knicks, or you don't have a team?
Well, I don't have a team, but I have a lot of fans in Knicks.
Okay,
media,
so you have a
for
team.
them,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a team, but I have a lot of friends in Knicks media, and when the Knicks do well, they do well. So I'm rooting for them in that regard. I'm also from New York City, so it's good for the city if they play well, but I'm not like a diehard fan or anything like that.
Got it. Understood. Yeah.
All
I have
right,
nothing else
Dwight,
to
you got
say.
a question for Andrew?
Hey, Andrew, I think our careers overseas mirror each other. I had a 4-year stint in Israel, and I played 6 years in Switzerland. Talk to me about your daily activities. Were you bored? Did you occupy your time by being in the gym twice a day like I was? Have you experienced great players not being successful because they couldn't handle being away from home? Have you ever experienced that throughout your career?
Oh, yeah. I can't even believe I did it for 10 years because it was almost like social isolation, especially as an American when, your teammates go home to their families and you're by yourself. You could literally drive yourself crazy, but I was in the gym all day, every day like you. That's how I passed my time. I used to go into like YouTube wormholes talking about, I used to watch a lot of battle rap out there. Just like I got in these like weird YouTube wormholes, but looking back on it, it does feel like somewhat of a waste of time. Like I probably could have wrote a few books or something, could have done something more with my time off the court. But yeah, great experience overall, but definitely social isolation. And you could definitely drive yourself crazy if you're not strong mentally.
Did you complete the dunk in that picture, by the way?
Did I complete the? Nah, I never did that dunk in real life, to be honest.
That was a layup. That looked like a layup.
Yeah, that's a layup, bro. I was a good in-game dunker, but I didn't have trick dunks like that. Nah.
So you didn't have the East Bay Funk. You didn't have the East Bay Funk dunk in your bag, huh?
I did not have that in my bag. Nope.
Dwight or B-Dot, you have the East Bay Funk dunk in your bag.
No, definitely not. No.
My Kawhi Leonard Rondo dunk. Reach, arm up, extended, boom. Simple. Plus them things behind the arc is worth 3. They worth way more. So that's my preference.
Andrew,
you got it.
Andrew,
go ahead.
Where in Israel did you play, Andrew?
Binyamina, Renana. The biggest club I played for was Hapoel Jerusalem during the NBA lockout season.
Okay.
Had a lot of NBA guys. Yeah, had a lot of NBA guys on my team. Really young Avery Bradley, Luke Jackson, who was a lottery pick, Dow Strawberry's son DJ. That was a great experience. That's actually the year they moved the line back in Israel. I had to get used to that a little bit, but that was the biggest club I played for, Hapoel Jerusalem.
Okay, cool. That's good. All right.
Yep.
And Dwight, where did you play? It was Tel Aviv Maccabi.
My first year was Maccabi Rehovot. This is all second division. Maccabi Rehovot, Maccabi Netanya, Hapoel Haifa, and Hapoel Levi Sharon. I was there for 4 years. Great experience. I love Israel. Great experience.
Nice. You're on mute, Rick. Rick, you're on mute.
Pardon me, fellas. Dot, hit Andrew with a question, please.
Man, what's good, Drew? Man, great to have you on the show. Man, it's an honor, dog. It's an honor. I got a question. It's about the NBA. I have one about your overseas experience in the NBA, but my NBA question is just straight to it. How many players you think is deserving of the max contract? Like, that's really deserving of the max contract? Or I don't want to say how many, but what kind of player do you think, superstar-wise, should get that superstar max contract?
Well, I hope everybody in the world can get a max contract, to be honest.
Of course. Of course. You know what I mean in terms of, you know how they be throwing money out to some players that you're not even going to hear from in 2 years.
No, 100%. I mean, I think there's only really like 7 game changers, you know? And I think Cade's getting into the mix. I feel like Jalen Brunson's getting into that. I always liked this game better than Jason Tatum. That's a whole other story for another day. But now he's kind of like showing what he could do. And then you obviously got the international guys like SGA, Giannis, Wemby, Luka, Jokic. But outside of that, I mean, there's not many game changers, you know? There's not many game changers. So those are the guys that really deserve that money and carry the whole franchise. I think besides them, there's not that many. I might have missed somebody, but there's not that many. Steph Curry,
Edwards?
LeBron, KD, and
Anthony Edwards?
I actually think Ant probably has the highest ceiling besides Wemby. You know, like if Ant can get to his top
not a killer.
What?
He's not a killer.
No, he's a part-time killer.
Right?
He's a part-time killer.
He's not a full-time killer in your opinion, correct?
He's not a full-time killer?
I'm
not to me, not to Doc.
This is the panel. Me and Dwight, we on the same page. Me and
Dr. X. Anthony Edwards is a part-time killer. The other night, what do you have? What do you shoot? 1 of 10 or something in the first half? He has all of these disappearing acts. That's why he's a part-time killer.
Jalen Brunson
in big
had
games,
0 the other night
in playoffs. No, but in the playoffs, though, we're just saying this.
Yeah. Stop saying that. Stop saying that because he's the only player at his age besides Michael Jordan and God dang Larry Bird to lead his team to a conference finals in the West. Nobody at his age, under the age of 25, has done what Anthony Edwards has done with the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I love Ant.
That be pissing me off.
But he just
playoffs.
takes big games off and doesn't care about it after the fact. He's like, oh, I'm only going to shoot the ball 9 times. I'm only going to shoot the ball 13 times and not help my team win this very important game and not even be mad that they lost. That's why we say he's a part-time killer. But that's more Rick's point.
This is how we got into it about Jalen Brunson. Because Jalen Brunson, he's the leader of the team, one of the NBA great players, has yet to lead the Knicks. This was our argument, not by no goddamn clutchness. He has yet to lead the Knicks out of an Eastern Conference Finals. They have yet to eclipse the Eastern Conference.
He's still in his window. He's still in his window. You're acting like his window's over.
He done got knocked out by Trae Young. He done got knocked out by. Let's keep naming them.
Can we just say something, Andrew?
Well, hold on. What do you say, Drew?
Andrew, please go ahead.
Okay, yeah, but he's a very good basketball player. We've been through the channels. A lot of us on the show have been through the channels of basketball. We know how good Brunson is as a scorer. But at the end of the day, when we're talking about the elite of the elite, he does not make his teammates better. He does not make his teammates better, and he can't defend. He's a liability on defense.
That's what annoys me about him.
That mix with him and Cat, they both can't defend. So you kind of have an unsolvable problem as a coach. You're going to keep revolving coaches around, but I don't think there's a coach that could fix that problem. They just can't guard anybody.
Andrew, I got to tell you, man, you came on today on the best possible day. Like, you're getting everybody's archetype. Like, Doc over here, a little bit salty. You got a triggered B-Dot right now. Rick's in his element, laughing his ass off. Dwight, of course, as appropriate, like making sure that he's pronouncing Maccabi correctly, like when most of the world thinks it's Maccabee. I appreciate it, man. It's all beautiful. And then you're getting AMs like a little bit like supercilious. That's how I'm feeling today. Condescending for those that don't know the big words. So, Andrew, thank you very much for coming on, man. This is great. It's great to have you. Appreciate what you're saying about the Knicks, by the way. As Doc knows, and he's now calling me, I'm kind of like a part-time Knicks fan. I grew up a Knicks lover. I'm from Westchester County myself. But, you know, how I feel about the NBA at this point transcends any of the 30 teams And Doc's called me out on that, rightfully so. But here's my question to you. I'm bringing something back. I'm bringing it up old school, and I want to hear from you because I like the way you're talking. It's 2027. I'm fast forwarding a couple of months. It's the beginning of the year. For whatever reason, there's a 31st expansion team. Who are you starting a cornerstone with? I'm giving you 2 players. Pick one of these guys. Who do you want to start the team with? Is it Franz Wagner or is it Austin Reeves?
That's hilarious. Man, I love both of their games. I would say Franz because of the size.
Wow! I did not think that was going to be the answer. This is another one of the epic debates we have.
Now we got to smart guy. Bring this guy, Rick. Bring Andrew back on the.
I can't believe my homies want Franz never plays. Tristan Da Silva shot Franz under the arena last night. I was at the game.
Reeves is about to get paid, by the way.
One bit last night.
When Braun is off that team, Reeves is about to make $200 million on his next contract, but couldn't agree more with you. Start with Franz.
You guys are nuts. Reeves is way better than Franz.
Didn't I say the same thing?
Way better.
I said the same thing.
Hey, if you have Reeves as your main guy, you're in a Brunson situation.
No, not main guy. Not main guy. Because Franz isn't Orlando's main guy. No, this is not about the main guy.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Thank you. Another.
No,
he's backing us up again. Franz is the main guy down there.
Dude, Desmond Bain with the boulders. He's their main guy.
He's so good those last 2 months.
Nah,
Desmond, thank you for getting me to the semifinals in fantasy. You're the man.
That was a joke, but Paulo's the guy on that team, man.
I like Franz better than Paulo, me personally.
Wow. So do I.
Wow.
This guy knows what he's talking about. Andrew, we love you.
Yeah,
we're bringing you in on all the hot debates today. Go ahead, Andrew. I'm sorry.
I was a Chet over Paulo guy out of the draft. You know, that aged well. Chet is an NBA champion. So, yeah.
Are you not a Paulo guy, or are you like a Paulo critic? Are you a Paulo critic, Andrew?
I would say I'm a Paulo critic. Obviously a great talent, but the ball sticks a lot. He's not a great defender. He doesn't think on defense. And then if that's your best player, I don't think that leads to a title contention.
So Andrew, we had this discussion, I'd say, just post All-Star break. And the question was asked, how do we think Paulo will play over the next 4 to 6 weeks? And my response was, as long as Franz Wagner doesn't play, Paulo's happy. He has the ball because, to your point, it sticks, and he's going to score. And over the last 10 games, he's averaging 26, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. He's shooting over 50% because the ball is with him. I think he struggles when he plays alongside Franz Wagner. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, because they're both the same archetype. They're both like point forward type players. So it might make sense to only build around one of them, because now you don't really have a Batman and a Robin. You have 2 people that are Batman at the end of the day. And we have to prove if one of them is good enough to be a Batman on a championship team or a championship contending team. But I just like Franz's game better. I like his craft better, and I like the way he reads the game better than Paulo. So the ball sticks less. I think it's easier to build around Franz. And I think he's smarter defensively too. You know, he might not have the tools of Paulo, but he just thinks more on defense.
Wow.
Where do you think the Magic end up? Winners of 5 straight, 5th in the East right now. Where do they end up?
They're
5th in the East, 2 games behind Cleveland in the loss column.
Where this ends up is the Magic are going to play the Knicks in the first round in the 3-6. I can already see this happening, man.
There's going to be some injuries to the Knicks players. That's what happens. Whenever the Magic play anybody in the playoff series, you're coming out wounded.
Wendell Carter's coming hot.
Well, they immediately put up Wendell Carter Jr., man. Great job by Jason. Great job. Okay, Andrew, I got to ask, I got to bring you in on another one of our vicious debates. We have a lot of believers, faithers, trusters in the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think they are so freaking fraudulent. Wait for game 5, 6, or 7. Harden's going to wet the bed again. This team is soft. You saw it again last night at Orlando. They went down there. They didn't play any defense at all. Their defense has gone from 8th to like 14th last year to this year. I'm not a believer at all. I think they're going to get beat in the first round, as a matter of fact, in the 4 or 5, no matter who. I'm just betting against this team. A lot of people on our panel are positively geeked about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Where are you at?
By the way, no James Harden slander on my side. He's a top 5 shooting guard and a top 5 point guard of all time. One of the greatest offensive engines, former MVP, averaged 37 points a game in a single season, and one of the greatest passers to ever live. I like the move, and I think they have a great chance to win the wide open East. I wouldn't say they're the favorites. I think the Celtics are definitely the favorites with Tatum's return right now. But I like the move, and I think it maximized their chance to win the East.
But hold on. One question. Are you left-handed, Andrew?
Yes, sir.
And there it is.
Andrew, can we hear your top 5 point guards? Can we get the chalk on you? Like, if you got Harden in the top 5, where does he sit, and who are your top 5?
I would say Magic Johnson, Jason Kidd, James Harden's in there somewhere, Isaiah Thomas, and I do not consider Steph Curry a point guard, so who should I go with?
Steve.
Yeah, if you could say, I don't, yeah, if you consider Oscar a point guard, then it's Oscar, but let's go Stockton when we're talking about pure point guards, pure point guards.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think? So
I think Jason Kidd's one of the most underrated players ever.
100%.
No, yeah, I definitely have Jake Kidd in my top 5.
You think John Stockton is better than Steve Nash?
I have Steve Nash over John Stockton all day.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at Steve Nash being over Stockton. I'd probably take Steve Nash, especially in the modern game, the way he shoots it so efficiently, right? I think he fits in the modern game better. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Nash over Stockton at all. Yeah.
You taking Nash over CP3?
Yeah.
You talking about pure point guards? Sheesh.
No, CP's in my top 5 too.
I'm taking Nash because of he's one of the greatest shooting point guards to ever live. Probably the greatest shooting point guard because I don't consider Steph Curry a point guard. So I would say Steve Nash is the greatest shooting point guard.
I know we do a lot of hypotheticals, but I don't think Steve Nash is doing what Chris Paul is doing with New Orleans if we're replacing players. But I definitely think Chris Paul is doing what he's doing with an Amari Stoudemire, with the Sean Marion, with a lot of those guys. But it's situational though. It's I don't think you throw Steve Nash on that New Orleans team.
So do you think CP3 gets 2 MVPs if you switch?
With them on that West?
Yeah.
I don't even think Nash should have got them 2 MVPs.
That's a whole other conversation.
Not back to back.
Dwight thinks he should have gotten 3.
Not back to back. One, of course, but not back to back. But I mean, this is the NBA. We all know that Jokic should have won MVP 6 years in a row, but it's the NBA.
That's a fact.
Let's be real.
That's a fact.
They got to give it to, it's a story. It's a story. And I respect, I love Steve Nash. Steve Nash is definitely one of my favorite point guards of all time. I love the way he played, the midi to the dribble all the way around to find his his offense. Like, I love Nash.
Like Gretzky. You guys ever watch Wayne Gretzky play hockey? He would do that. He would just circle around the net with the puck. Nobody could get the damn puck from him, and then just light the lamp or feed a guy right at the edge of the goal crease for a goal. I love that about Nash, like circling around, and they'd like zip a pass into Amari, boom, one-hander in your eye. Oh man, I love that stuff. Anybody have a last question or two here for Andrew? 1-2 combo Salop.
Is Luka ever winning an NBA championship, or is he the Dan Marino of the NBA?
Ooh. Oh, he's winning an NBA.
The way,
I mean, like you could never guarantee an NBA championship for any player. So it's always an easy take to say this guy will never win a championship because it's such a tough thing to do.
The way he plays, though. Yeah, the way he plays.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, if him and Kyrie aren't all banged up, they beat the Celtics, I think. So he was just there at the finals, Kyrie did have surgery right after that finals, and Luka was bleeding from the knees. I mean, he could have won one there very easily. And, I mean, he's the most, like, I say it like this. Jokic is the best player in the NBA. Luka's the most talented. And I think Cade Cunningham is the MVP. That's how I put it.
Don't say,
interesting.
Don't let me say that. Don't let me say that. Doc would have had my head.
Yeah, you better not.
So hold
You
on.
better not.
So I got a ton of Knicks slander from Knicks Nation because I was yelling at my cousin saying that Cade Cunningham is better than Jalen Brunson.
Cade
But right now,
Cunningham.
It's not even close. It's not even close. It's not even close.
What the lady say?
Right, so here's the thing. I'm not mad at your Cade Cunningham for MVP, but right now, although Victor Wembanyama's slowly changing my mind, I have Jaylen Brown as the most valuable player. What do you think of that?
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at that at all. I always talked about for years that Jaylen Brown was better than Tatum. I've been saying that for years. People thought I was crazy, and now he's proven it.
Indeed,
Andrew, you a football guy at all?
Andrew.
Am I a football guy?
I was just curious. Are you?
No, but I don't, but I have takes for everything. I just got takes. Like I got takes ready, even though I don't watch football. So let me know what you.
I love it.
Good. That's a good media personality.
Oh yeah.
Great.
What was the
I
question?
thought there was a football question coming. I thought there was should Eric DeCosta be fired as the GM of the Ravens? Okay, how about that?
No, I just wanted to know if we were getting Jets Giants. I just wanted to, New York City guy, like obviously not you're not going Knicks. You're not saying you're a fan of any NBA team, but like you've transcended past that. I'm just curious if there was any allegiance to either of the New York City teams.
No, the Giants have fluke Super Bowls in 2007 and 2011, and Dan Marino's the greatest quarterback to ever live. That's all I got for you.
And who's the greatest quarterback?
Dan Marino.
I like this guy.
Dan Marino.
I like this guy.
Okay.
I could keep going if you guys want me to keep going. I'm here. Like, if you have, but go ahead. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Dan Marino said it. They said, "Nah, we ain't rocking with Dan Marino." They said, "Nah, I'll stick you right off."
Not like that Dan Marino.
All right. All right. 1-2 combo. You said you got takes. You said you got. I'm going to baseball. Should Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, and those guys be in the Hall of Fame, even though they were stabbing their butt with drugs?
Of course they should. They should legalize steroids in all sports.
There you go. I don't know about all that, but I think they should be in the Hall of Fame. I definitely think they should be in the Hall of Fame.
100%.
I don't know about the legalized steroids thing, but I definitely think they should be in the Hall of Fame.
Tell me why not? Why shouldn't they?
I don't know. Like I haven't really thought about it. I really haven't thought
You
about
gotta
it.
have
It just
skill
sounds
though.
kinda-
You can juice up all you want, but you gotta have the skill to complete all. You gotta be able to hit that bit. You gotta be able to dunk. I don't.
Exactly.
I agree with these guys are crazy skillful. Some of the greatest to ever do it. But Rick, why not? You got to give me a take. Why not? If you're saying you don't know about
I'll
it.
tell you why not. It's actually medically it's dangerous. Not everybody can take steroids in their body, so it does give an unfair advantage. You can't give everybody steroids and not them end up with testicular cancer, which is a real risk every time you take it. So everybody wouldn't be able to take it per se. You get what I'm saying? Because of medical reasons. So then that's why the unfair advantage is there.
I think it's your choice, and you know the consequences. We just talked about football. It might be more damaging just to play football than any kind of steroid.
Right.
There's a good chance you're going to get CTE.
Good point.
It's
a good point.
So we should legalize cocaine then too, because people play better, I guess, with cocaine on the system. But it's also a risk of dying of heart attack, like Len Bias. You get what I'm saying? So, like medically, I think there's a threshold as to why they can't legalize certain drugs.
I wouldn't recommend. I never tried cocaine in my life. I would not recommend it to anybody. But I think you should be able to put into your body. I don't think you should. I think you should be able to put into your body anything you want to put in if it makes you a better athlete.
Does everybody know? Wait, hold on, Dwight. This is important because this keeps going with this conversation. Do you guys all know May 24th, 2026 in Vegas? There's something known as the Enhanced Games.
Yep.
Right? You're aware of this, right?
The person that built this studio is building the studios for the Enhanced Games.
Oh no, he is really?
Yeah,
Yep.
he showed me.
Michael Kramer is.
Yeah, the guy that built the
That's
studio is building all the.
Did you get?
You know.
So you knew? Did anybody else know this is
That's
happening?
cool.
No,
Yeah, I
I
know.
didn't.
No,
Yeah,
I had no idea.
in Vegas?
The very controversial Aaron D'Souza is running.
Look it up. The enhanced
look it up.
games.
The enhanced games. They're
Yeah.
coming May 24th in Vegas.
That's the only way you could do it. If everybody across the board agrees to it and has access to it and is able to do it, then it becomes fair. But
I mean,
So
I
this
understand Doc's take though, because you don't want players just to be dying or having to be rushed to the
Exactly.
hospital because we
they
we
will
allow
take the
them to
shot.
put whatever they want in their body.
Hey,
You know,
look,
I
I'm
mean,
not
so as
debating
an
the
NBA
great
brand, as a brand.
I'm not debating the great Dr. X on a medical issue. Okay, that's why when you asked me, Andrew, like, and I don't want to go any farther with my opinion. I just think those guys, the numbers are the numbers. They should go into the Hall of Fame, but the morality, the ethics of it, like that's all blurry, and we know that there were breaches there. I mean, Alex Rodriguez, we could go on, right? But these guys were Hall of Fame players without the steroids. A-Rod said, I did steroids for one reason. I didn't want to be one of the best. I wanted to be the best. Okay, so it was just that sort of competitive greed where he wanted to be the GOAT. He wanted to be the Brady, the Jerry Rice, the Jordan. That's why he did steroids. I'm not justifying it or condoning it. I'm just saying that's what he said. But yeah, I'm not going to argue with Doc on a medical issue. Doc, I give you that, man.
No, but this is
I don't
this is
mind
what
it.
I wanted to say.
Opinions.
The main reason, and I'm taking the medicine out of it. The main reason why Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, whomever, Mark McGwire, everybody was on steroids, including the pitchers back then. And that's why when you hear Barry Bonds talk about that era, he was like, the pitchers were on it too. So the pitchers that were delivering the pitches to Barry Bonds and everybody else, they were juiced up too. So if you want to put talk about asterisks, if you want to put asterisks in an era, maybe that should be the one. Because I would say a lot of the players during that era were on something illegal during that era.
And you don't think they're on anymore?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, but if you
what do you guys think though? That's what I'm asking. What do you guys think?
Of course, there's probably some substances that just they don't have a test to discover it, and then when they do test for it, they just don't get caught. So it's luck of the draw.
Yeah. No, I'm on your side, Drew. In terms of I feel anyone should take steroids because, like, at the end of the day, like I said, well, you have to have the skill. I can take steroids right now. That don't mean I'm about to go and be able to play for the Knicks. That don't mean I'm about to be able to enhance my skill and IQ of the sport. You feel me? Like, you still have to put in the work. You still have to put in the work. So I think, at the end of the day, I don't think you should be just taking it throughout the whole year and it could kill your body. But in terms of, I think steroids only give advantage to those people that are very, very, very good. You feel me? And Sammy Sosa, the Mark McGwires, you feel me? The ones that already perfected it. Now they're getting a little juiced up.
But B-Dot, you're given the exact reason why those guys should not be in the Hall of Fame. You just nailed it because they're very, very good. Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire are very, very good. It's
not their fault.
No, but without the steroids, they're not Hall of Famers. Barry Bonds is a Hall of Famer without the steroids. So he should be in the Hall of Fame. The other guys,
I disagree with that.
I know. We've talked about this before, Rick.
Okay,
yeah, they're not. They're not.
Okay.
Brady Anderson doesn't get 50-plus home runs one year without it.
I think it's hard to give percentages on what percentage was the skill, what percentage was the steroids for how we'll allow them to be in the Hall of Fame. But
you can see Mark McGwire pre-steroids and who he was. He was an average ball player, and then you could see almost the exact time he started taking them and had 17-inch forearms. He was an average ball. Look at his numbers. He was somewhat average to a good or very good player, not Hall of Fame. Then all of a sudden, 17-inch forearms, and he's Hall of Fame, and a neck size twice mine. So, no, not a Hall of Famer.
I gotta check out Mark McGwire here early in his career. AM, I love you, bro. But AM, I gotta sink your battleship here. Mark McGwire Mark McGwire in his first full season in the majors had 49 homers and 118 RBI, then 32 and 99, then 33 and 95, 39 and 108, 22 and 75, 42 and 104. And then it started to get nutty with the 52.
What
and the
was his
70
batting
and the
average in
65.
those years? What was his on base percentage? What was his fielding statistics? I know you don't, because this is a home run conversation, but this is the Hall of Fame for baseball.
He's
gotta
a
transcend.
slugger. No, but he's a slugger, so those stats don't matter. Like efficiency doesn't matter to a slugger. It's about home runs and RBI. But I don't know. That's just how I look at it. I wanted to tell you guys a quick story about steroids. So I used to be friends. He hosted a big time radio show that was out of Atlanta. It went national. I used to fill in for their show. I don't want to mention him or his show, right? But anyway, former NFL player, really good college player, and he lasted like 2 or 3 years in the NFL. This guy told me the biggest mistake I made was not doing steroids. He said, had I done steroids, my body would have been able to withstand the rigors and all the punishment and all the injuries. I would have been able to recover from it quicker, keep my job, and last in the league longer. So that's not being a Hall of Fame player and then getting greedy, wanting to be the best of all time. That's literally just wanting to get a paycheck from the NFL. And he said he didn't do steroids, and he said that's why he just got dilapidated and had to retire. So there's the other story to that too. Like, and for what it's worth, but that story has always rang with me. That and guys, how many offensive linemen are 325 pounds? You see them a year after retirement, and they're completely deflated.
100.
What do you think? What do you think they were taking while they were playing? Right? Come on. That's pretty obvious.
Here's my question. Now, I know PED stands for performance enhancing drugs, but do steroids or PEDs, do they increase production, or does it help you recover?
It's both.
Understand the question? Does it?
Both.
Does
Both. Both. That's the answer to your question.
So here's the thing. I'm talking about home run hitters. We're talking about Mark McGwire, for example. His home runs went up exponentially, yes. But did it increase his efficiency, his batting average, his on-base percentage? That's my question.
Yes.
I mean, look,
yes.
Yes, it did.
Probably, but we don't.
Because
also,
you can
do we know
recover,
exactly-
you're able to do that.
Yes.
And you also have
Dwight, all of those numbers went way up. Andrew, go ahead. Just to say, all of those efficiency numbers went way up after he started doing steroids. Go ahead, Andrew.
Do we know exactly when he started? And on top of that, you'd have to go to every single player ever and figure out exactly when they started and how much of it has to do with the steroids and how much of it has to do with the skill.
Right.
But it definitely helps your production because you have the skill, right? But athleticism allows those skills to show even more. And that's how I always looked at basketball. Like, you could be the most skillful person in the world, but if you don't have the baseline level of athleticism, you're not going to play at the highest of levels. So I think it definitely improves the athleticism piece of it, which improves the production overall.
Oh, well, never mind. I might be able to play for the Knicks then if I take steroids then.
You could definitely play for Detroit. You definitely play for Detroit.
Dude.
Yeah, I would be because Detroit don't have a better supporting class than the Knicks. So you're right.
Exactly.
Dennis
Jenkins would have a
that,
chance against you, B-Dot.
Wait, that's not even that's not even a debate, right? Who has a better supporting cast, Brunson or Cade? That's not even
No.
I don't think it is. I think it's New York. I definitely think it's New York.
Yeah.
So here's the question. Here's the question, Andrew. In a 7-game series, forget about what happened last year. In a 7-game series going into the Eastern Conference playoffs right now, Detroit, New York, who do you have?
I would edge New York, but I think the X factor is Cat, and then the other X factor is how well the supporting cast shoots from Detroit. I think it doesn't even come down to Cade and Brunson at all. Cade's the better player. I just think about Pistons supporting cast, how they shoot it. Cat's the X factor for the Knicks, but I would edge the Knicks because they're a better all-around team. in my opinion. Even though the Pistons have the
that's
best
been my
record
point.
right now.
They can't
That's
shoot.
what Doc said. That's what Doc said.
Pistons
Doc said they
can't shoot.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They don't have shot creators.
And also, I think Tim Hardaway Jr. is a massive loss, and Malik Beasley is a massive loss for not only their ability to shoot, but their ability to play fast. Their ability to play fast and shoot, which Duncan's a great shooter, but there's only one Duncan compared to those two guys, and he's not as fast.
And Beasley too.
So he doesn't
Beasley
help
and Schroeder.
much. So he doesn't have the pace as much.
Wait, cuz. Can I just ask this question real quick? Because it's on something he just talked about. Which squad would you rather, the Pistons squad last year or the Pistons squad this year? Because you're saying the losses were tremendous with Tim Hardaway Jr.
Well, I mean, Jalen Duren has improved a lot, but I think a lot of that is how. I think Jalen Duren has improved a lot, but I think a lot of that is just Cade's ability to make his teammates better. But I would say I like last year's roster better. I think them losing Tim Hardaway and Malik Beasley is huge for.
And Schroeder too. Schroeder is clutch, tough, and is a shot creator.
Forgot
and that shows you
the
greatness of Cade and that Detroit Pistons organization for them to have a better team last year, but has done way better this year.
100%. Cade is an MVP conversation. I don't think Brunson's in the MVP conversation. As you guys know, at the beginning of the year, I was pissed watching Brunson play because of how much time he dribbles the ball way too much, and so he got a little bit better, but then he reverted back because he was chasing the MVP again because Joker was probably going to be out of it because of injuries. So I was pissed off. The Knicks. Literally, I was drinking some water this morning, and I was like, you know what? I don't think the Knicks, as the best player, Brunson being the best player, the Knicks can't win like that. They have to have a better player than Brunson. And obviously, the only person I can think of right now is Giannis because that's who's available. But Anthony Towns is in the same tier or below, and they just don't. They as a team, I give them a chance in any 7-game series to potentially win, but they're just too Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde for me to think that they can't just collapse on any given night.
My biggest issue with Knicks fans is they start to. Yeah, my biggest issue with Knicks fans is when we're talking about Cade and Brunson, they'll be like, wait till the playoffs. Wait till the playoffs. I'm like, it don't matter who wins. The better player is the better player. I think there's other X factors involved without even comparing those two. So that's my thing. I think the Knicks could definitely win the series, but Cade is clearly the better player.
So here's my follow-up question. Let's say the Knicks lose out in the second round to whomever they play. Is there a complete roster overhaul? Do you fire Mike Brown after 1 year? What do you do? Or what do you not do?
Giannis will be there if they don't win the championship. Giannis will be there. Yeah.
That's what I've been saying.
I wanted him this year. For the record, I wanted him this year. But, it is what it is. That's how it played out.
Why wouldn't you?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, some people my cousin, who's a basketball purist, apparently, was like, no, you got to let them play it out. You got to let them lose first, and then you can get Giannis. No, you get Giannis now and see what you can do. Let me figure it out. With Giannis and Brunson on the floor, I'd rather that combination.
Dad, he said apparently.
And keep Cat. Yeah.
I'll tell you a real story. I got to tell you this story. So sometimes I do like street interviews, which are like really popular on TikTok and Instagram. People love them. So I asked, would you trade Jalen Brunson and Cat for Wemby? And every single Knicks fan said no.
Oh my gosh. Man, you asked the wrong Knicks fans. We have a whole plethora of types of fans. So we're just like a big dysfunctional family reunion. So
to Dwight's point, he was saying about the Giannis trade is you have to gut the team. You're not just about to trade Giannis for.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
And Mikal Bridges. So it's like, yeah, you got Brunson and you got Giannis, but who is your supporting class? Jordan Clarkson.
I agree with you. Yeah. But see, they didn't tell us what the trade was on the table, which was very smart of them not to do because we would be crucifying whoever that was that they didn't give up. But yeah, they didn't tell us who was on the table. But yeah, no one wants to gut the squad. Obviously.
Maybe you got to gut the team. Only a maybe.
I
The other
would
half
send-
of this equation are the Bucks, man. You got to think about what they want. And again, I still think when the summertime rolls around, they're going to look around and say, we don't want good players. We should not be taking back good players right now.
Cam,
Andrew,
you were saying something?
Andrew, would you trade? Obviously it'd be a bigger deal, but the centerpieces, would you trade? Because I would. Would you trade OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges to get Giannis to go to the New York Knicks?
Yes.
A heartbeat.
I mean, there'd be other stuff, but it's so. What
I would actually throw in Mitchell Robinson too. Yeah, I would actually throw in Mitchell Robinson and Deuce McBride because that's actually what I was saying. I was like, give them something because you would actually give Milwaukee some centerpieces that would actually defensively help them. If you have Mitchell Robinson, OG Anunoby, Miles Turner, and you have Deuce McBride, I'd even throw in Kolek because at the end of the day, I just want to be able to have Brunson, Towns, and Giannis. And I think if you'd figure all the rest of it out, you'd have a couple years to figure that out.
Can you convince Milwaukee that you've already given up 5 picks for Bridges so that counts? Playing it forward as part of your number 1 picks going to that would be awesome, by the way. But I'm wondering, like, at least if with those guys, Milwaukee could turn those guys around and obviously trade them again and split them up and end up on better teams and gets back some assets for that. So, this is Milwaukee. This is on Milwaukee to accumulate as many assets as possible. But look, that's a good start. And I agree. I'd give up both of those guys in a heartbeat.
AM, from your take from a few months back, do you stick with it, or do you, seeing how he's been playing these past 2 months, that Mikal Bridges needs to be the second best player on that team for the Knicks to be successful, or it does even have the potential to be the second best player on the team? Because what we've seen
he's
these last 2 months. He's calling you out in the
question. You said he had to be the second best.
Oh no, I don't think he's calling me out. I think what Mikal Bridges in his last 8 games.
Do you still feel it though? Do you still feel it?
100%. Look at the Jekyll and
you think he's capable?
That's what I'm saying. Can he be? That's what I'm saying. Can he be?
Absolutely can be. Okay? He absolutely can be because there are nights. And here's the problem with Mikal Bridges. Let's look at his last 8 games. I'm gonna tell you what it is, okay? The guy shoots 1 3-pointer a game, but look at the night that he had 26 when I think he went like 5 for 7, okay? And he has the ability to do that. He can also play the defense if he wants to be a two-way wing, which is exactly what you needed him to be. So 100% sticking with this, and I think the fact that he's been so erratic the last 8 to 10 games, and so have the Knicks, proves my point. So yes, you still need him to be the second best player, and yes, he is capable of doing that. Unfortunately, I don't see him doing that night in and night out when the playoffs come, but both things can be true at once. And this is a big problem for the Knicks. And I'm also willing to jettison him off the team in the offseason because of how inconsistent he's been.
PEDs, he get on them PEDs, he'll be there. That's my opinion. He got the skills, he got the assets.
Since this conversation
just needs the juice, right, B-Dot?
Since this conversation has gone Knicks-centric, Andrew, forget everything else. What is your belief in the New York Knicks?
Not good, too inconsistent, and I think Brunson and Cat defensively is an unsolvable problem for a coach, because teams will just target them and pick and roll constantly and hunt them both. And Cat's not good enough defensive. Their 2 best players aren't good enough, basically, especially defensively. Right. I think that's the bottom line,
But what a bench now. Jordan Clarkson, 27. By the way, Cam, your favorite guy, Jordan Clarkson, he showed up big last night, right? You're going to hear from Alvarado in the playoffs. Are you?
You can't hit any threes anymore.
Yeah, you're going to hear from him in the playoffs. I expect him to be a different guy when that comes around. He'll be 30% plus.
Yeah,
Doc, are you souring on Jose a little bit?
I'm trying to find a little optimism for you, man. How about Tyler Kolek and Diawara? Come on, let's bring a little optimism back. They are 6 deep on that bench.
I said Jordan
Clarkson needs to play.
We were all in Los Angeles when the Knicks signed Jeremy Sohan. They were throwing a parade. Look at what happened.
You gotta play him. That's the thing. They don't like. Now is the time. Now is the time to play him. If you're actually gonna be dropping these games anyway, put him out there because you can't. I think depending on the matchup, he should potentially start or at least get significant minutes in the Detroit series if that happens, because I feel like, but you can't just throw him out there in the series and not having deployed him during the regular season. He's not going to have any confidence.
Drew, who you got winning it all this year? Your favorite? You think
Celtics
OKC
now.
still is that?
I think Celtics.
Who'd you
Tatum
say?
back. Celtics.
Okay.
I like this guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like
Who wins
this
the
guy.
West, Andrew? Andrew, who wins the
Denver.
West?
Denver.
Really?
I like this guy.
Okay.
Denver.
I like this. But I like this guy, man.
But I would say that I would yeah, no, I agree with you. I would say what I want to see though, what I think would be box office would be Spurs Knicks. That's what I want to see.
Yes.
Spurs Knicks.
I agree with that.
But I
You
don't
still
think
like
it'll
this
happen.
guy? You still like this guy, B-Dot? You still like this guy?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Because he said what he want to see box
'cause he
office
said
wise.
Knicks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Box
Well,
office
the fact that he wants to
box
see
office,
it,
the numbers.
he thinks it's possible. The fact that he wants to see it means
Wait
that
a
he
second,
thinks
wait a
it's
second,
possible.
Andrew. We get why you're saying the
It's possible
Celtics. We
now.
understand that. Why are you saying the Nuggets, who are on the downward spiral in the last 12 games? Why you see them coming out of the West?
Well, I think Gordon is getting healthy and he's a superstar in his role. Jokic is still getting healthy. And by the way, while he's getting healthy, he gets like 30-point triple doubles. He's probably not even his full version yet. And
Exactly.
then the playoff experience. But obviously it's all about health with them. But if they're fully healthy, they could beat anybody easily, and they have the experience, and they have the best player in the world.
Hey, Rick,
Aaron Gordon's hamstring is very, very concerning to me. Very.
Yeah. Rick, can you give Andrew the test, the Spurs game show test?
Yes.
With who do you pick?
Great idea. All right, so Wink Kamla is at your service here, Andrew. 1-2 combo Salop. We're gonna have a little game show here. So it's called Spurs versus Everybody. All right, and the Spurs are winning the championship for me. So I've got them beating everybody. OKC, Denver, New York, Detroit, Boston, everybody. I've got Spurs over Celtics in my finals right now. So I got a grid. It's right here. It's all the dudes. It's who they picked. And I'm terrible at putting this on camera, but you get the point. And I've got a column right over here for Andrew. All right. So Andrew, are you ready? Are you ready to play Spurs versus everybody?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Sounds like he is. Spurs versus, and the premise is here, not a long explanation, just kind of quick hitter, and it's a playoff series, okay? Spurs versus Detroit, who wins?
Spurs.
Okay. Spurs versus Knicks, who wins?
Spurs. No Wemby minutes restriction like they had in the Cup. I'm going Spurs.
Not in the Sunday game, not that recent Sunday game, but okay. Yeah,
so I think I already know the answer here, but Spurs versus Celtics.
Celtics.
Okay. And Spurs versus OKC.
Got it. From what we've seen, right? I'm gonna go Spurs, man.
Okay. See, we're getting somewhere here. Spurs versus Rockets.
Why are they even? Rockets aren't even in this conversation. I mean,
I agree.
It's over. I mean, like especially with Steven Adams out and no point guard, it might be over for them.
Okay, understood. And then Spurs versus Nuggets.
Oh, Nuggets.
Dun dun dun. See, yeah.
So you've got Denver over San Antonio, Boston over San Antonio, and Spurs over everybody else. And for Dwight Walton, okay, our resident Charlotte Hornets homer, he forced me to add them to this list, even though I did not want to. Okay, Spurs versus Hornets, Andrew.
By the way, I just want to say, I predicted Con Knipple as Rookie of the Year, and people thought I was crazy. But
you did. I saw that at Summer League, right? Didn't you do it at Summer League?
Yeah, I did. And people thought I was crazy.
I saw that.
Absolutely nuts. Yeah, absolutely nuts.
Game knows game, dude.
Hornets
versus Spurs.
I said Con Knipple will be Klay Thompson with a better layup package. And I think he's showing he's just
I like that.
So you're ducking the question here though. Spurs versus Hornets.
Oh, Spurs
in a
Spurs,
playoff
man.
series.
Get the Hornet. Get the
Okay.
Yeah,
See,
Spurs.
he
Spurs.
cringed. Dwight, he cringed. Did you see that?
I know. I saw it.
I love it. I love it. Andrew, you the man. I hope you had fun. We're just dudes talking sports, talking over each other, mosh pitting a little bit. And we've been on one today, my friend. We have all been in a fever pitch here today. I hope you had some fun. I know we did. Andrew, you the man. Love to catch up with you. I don't know, sometime during the playoffs and that kind of thing, and bring your wisdom back on the show, man. But super happy for your success. I'd love to come on your podcast anytime you want. Andrew reached out to me, I think the beginning of the year or something like that. And so it's all good, dude. But you're always welcome over here. We really appreciate your time. I want to give you this opportunity to promote all your podcasts, what you got going on, when people can watch them, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Combos Court. Wherever you listen to podcasts, you catch me on Instagram and TikTok at 12combo, and would love to have all of you as guests on my show. Let's make it happen. I don't know if B. Dot remembers this, but I bumped into him in LA, and I told him I'd like to have him on the show. He was actually playing in a 3-on-3 game out there. But I'm gonna reach out to you, B. Dot, get you on the show. What'd you say?
How long ago was this?
This was during All-Star break.
This recently?
A month ago.
Oh, this year?
Yeah. I just bumped into you. I said, come on the show.
A lot of edibles. I knew you looked familiar too when you got on there, but yeah,
a lot of edibles.
A lot of edibles. I didn't drink much. I didn't go out not once.
Yo, listen, B. Dot, if you would have traded
at the Chase event.
Yeah. If you would have traded in the edibles for some PEDs, you might have had the max contract we were talking about earlier. Right?
I would have played. I would have been in the dunk contest, man. I'm gonna talk to Doc about it. I'm gonna get the pros and cons, and I come back. To you.
I got you.
But yeah,
you gotta be there for your kids. You gotta be there for your kids.
I remember, yes. You're right.
Thank you, Andrew. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much,
Andrew. Peace and God bless, man. What a cool dude, man. I
couldn't put it on there.
You guys, we gave Andrew Salop the Beyond the Surface baptism, did we not? I mean, that was baptism into our culture, man.
Shaking the water. We were on our best behavior at all.
What? Beyond the Sports.
I mean, we went steroid era in baseball. That wasn't on my bingo card for today, man. That was.
You mentioned Wayne Gretzky. You mentioned hockey. We ain't mentioned hockey this whole time. Since we
Gretzky came up. What the hell, dude? We never talk hockey. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Guys, are you ready for rant 30? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna get the party started.
I'm tired.
Let me get the party started here. So I gotta first of all, and I was telling Jason Arambulo yesterday in our production meeting, I've been a good boy. You guys haven't heard me chirping about Draymond or Steve Kerr, right? Like they've been kind of lying low, and like I'm kind of tired of talking about them, but I'm sorry. I've been a good boy, and now, I opened the door, the lion's coming out of the cage. Steve Kerr, double middle finger salute once again to you. I'm not going to flip off our great audience here, but you guys get the point. Steve Kerr said, we need to play fewer games. We need to take 10 games off the schedule. The modern game with the pace and the space, I think it would be more competitive and healthier league if we played fewer games. Worst idea ever. Okay, you want less basketball. You load managing, okay? Check this out. We are at the point now, guys. We have a lunatic on the loose. A lunatic. Adam Silver needs to step in and fire Steve Kerr because Joe Lacob does not have the cojones to do it himself. Come on, Joe, grow a pair. Are you kidding me right now? Man up for Naismith's sake, okay? Adam just needs to bogart the situation, call off the fight. Remember Mills Lane back in 1997 when Mike Tyson bit off Evander Holyfield's ear. Mills Lane's in there, this little cat with these two behemoths breaking it up. It's over, Tyson. You're out of here. I'm losing my voice. But Colonel Kurtz must be stopped, okay? Adam, please send, and please understand this is all sarcasm, okay? Adam, please send a special forces operation into San Francisco covertly, okay, to remove Steve Kerr at the end of the season. It can be gentle. I don't want bloodshed here, okay? How about a nice soft landing for Steve Kerr with NBC next year as their top game analyst? And I know what you're saying right now. They have Reggie Miller. I like Reggie Miller. I do. Steve Kerr's a better game analyst than Reggie Miller. This is my field of work, and I've worked with both of these guys. Again, I love Reggie Miller. Steve Kerr is an elite game analyst. Elite. So is Doc Rivers, by the way. And if Doc is done, I want him to get one of these gigs and call games and get their Doug Collins on. Doug, I miss you out here, okay? So this is my letter. Thanks, Adam Silver. Signed, finish him, okay? Now, to the good stuff. Remember Mortal Kombat? Finish him, okay? SGA can pass Wilt Chamberlain tonight against the Boston Celtics for most consecutive 20-point games. I'm going to say that again. Tonight, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a human, a mortal, can pass Wilt Chamberlain for consecutive 20-plus point games. Is that ringing with you guys like it is with me? Guys, you could argue that SGA passing Wilt in this statistic is more impressive than the championship he won last year. Hear me out. To win a championship is legendary. It's transcending all that stuff. To pass Wilt in a statistic that matters is incomprehensible. He's passing Wilt, guys. He's not passing Dirk or Kobe or LeBron. He's passing freaking Wilt, okay? This is an actual record, an actual piece of NBA history. SGA is not gunning for number 2 tonight. He's gunning for number 1 tonight, okay? Not Bam Adebayo trying to be number 2. He's trying to be number 1. And I do have a confession to make. Give me 1 second here. I agree with AM. Okay. Earlier in the show, he said that Kobe's 81. And look, I'm a huge Kobe guy. He's my guy. All right. And I worked NBA TV the night that Kobe hit 81. Okay. And honor him. And it's all good. He did it the right way, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, let's face facts. 81 is 19 off the record. Okay. People act like Kobe had some kind of record. He didn't. He was number 2. Okay, so to me, that Kobe's 81, as much as I love and rep Kobe and Mamba mentality, which I live by, it's slightly overrated. Not hugely overrated, slightly overrated. But we know that fandom, especially with a guy like Kobe, puts that stuff over the top for people. Not for me. I'm an objective analyst and observer and historian. I have nicknamed Shai Gilgeous-Alexander Mr. Consistent. I've called him that for years. He's 30 every night. He's got the closest facsimile to a Jordan stat line that we've seen since Michael Jordan. And again, I'm talking stat line, not game, okay? But I call him Mr. Consistent. And like most of my dope rhymes, that one will probably be stolen as well. Let's go to Dr. X for his rant as I rest my voice. Dr. X, what you got?
I don't have a rant. You got that video, Jason? Don't laugh at me now, guys, because I saw myself play basketball on an NBA court yesterday after the Clippers played against Anthony Edwards, who was a full-time killer last night. So I was a star on my role yesterday. My foundation sponsored the jerseys for the Italian consulate, Ignite World Foundation, and we played a friendly game, charity game, and your boy was able to get 2 buckets on the NBA court, but not against NBA players. Now, excuse the number 23. That was the only size they had. I think I would never wear the number 23, but that I need the XL because my body is a little bit bigger. But that's me right there, coast to coast.
Let's go,
Doc. What y'all think?
Yeah, Doc.
That's cool. But see, as you zoom in, I look like I need to lose about 20 pounds. What's going on with that?
The camera heads.
I think you're being hard. I think you're being hard on yourself, man. Look at my
Look
guy.
at that horrible
Weaving,
crossover.
dealing.
Floater.
Oh,
Offensive rebound. Look at me patting my stats. Look at me patting my stats.
I love it, dude.
Boy, like Westbrook out there. Boy, I see you.
You see the Kobe's? You see the Kobe's? Anyway,
I'm
proud of
you, cuz. I'm proud of you, man. That's good.
Thank you. Appreciate that. But I missed on my threes. I hit them outside the game. But respect to you guys that actually have played on the NBA court. And I know B-Dot has won MVP at the All-Star game. But that was us. And just want to give a shout out to my foundation and the Italian Consulate and Campus Salute Foundation. So we're going to be doing a lot of other events like this. And hopefully you guys can attend and play on the court with me.
Would love that. Doc, that's awesome,
sir.
man.
That was awesome. Awesome.
Man, Doc never stops making the world a better place, man. Nor should you, man. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing, Doc. We love you, man. We love you.
Appreciate it.
That's absolutely amazing. All right, so B-Dot, you bring us home. You already know. So let's go to Dwight and then AM and then Dot with our rants, and then we out of here. So Dwight, what you got for us, man?
I'm not gonna let this go, fellas. I gotta get back to the Bam Adebayo 83 points here.
Oh no! We'll be here another hour now.
Give him his own platform.
Oh, man, hold on, Dwight. Let me go feed the meter. Hold on a second.
Talk your talk, Dwight. Give him the screen, Jason.
Go ahead, Andrew. Go with it. Go ahead.
I have to. No, it's just, again, I get it. I understand the final several minutes did take a turn for what most basketball fans consider the integrity of the game or lack thereof. I just want people to focus on respecting what Bam Adebayo has accomplished. Here's a man, I believe this season, he's averaging just over 16 points per game. His career high in a game is 41 points. He had 31 points in the first quarter, 43 at the half, 62, I believe, going into the fourth quarter, and then 70 points with 9 minutes left. We can sit here and question Eric Spoelstra until we're blue in the face. But I think Eric Spoelstra read the room, he read the situation, and we all know that Bam wasn't going to catch Wilt Chamberlain's 100, but he had a chance, talking about Adebayo, of catching Kobe Bryant's 81. And if you saw how the players, the fans, the coaching staff, and if you want to say the referees, that's fine. But everybody was in on the possibility of being a part of a historic night. This historic night doesn't need an asterisk. We can question the final 3-4 minutes of the game, but I just want to stand here and applaud and give Bam Adebayo, a man who will never come close to scoring this amount of points in a game ever again. Eric Spoelstra understood that. His teammates understood that. They allowed him to get the record. It's 83 points. What I don't like, we can have all the pundits, all the fans give their opinions. But when players in the NBA also question it, I have a hard time accepting that. I have a hard time respecting it. That's why I said earlier, I believe that there's some jealousy and there's some envy in attached to this accomplishment. Bam Adebayo, take your bow, receive your flowers. You have 83 points in the record book, the second largest amount of points in an NBA game in NBA history. I respect you. I'm proud of you. All of your hard work paid off on this particular night. And what made the night best of all, as far as I'm concerned, as the resident's mama's boy, anybody who knows me, I was tight with my mother. Your mom was in attendance for the first time in your NBA career. It just seemed that the stars were in place for this night to happen and for your mom to be there and to see this historic event. I applaud you. It just made sense. Congratulations, Bam Adebayo.
So Dwight, you know, a lot of times I tag what you guys say and transition with something sarcastic, pithy, witty. And you know what though? I'm gonna let you have the last word. And I don't know if these guys are gonna comply with that plan, but I'm gonna just give you that, man. I'm gonna give you that, especially when you play the mom card. I mean, you had me at the mom card, dude. You know what I'm saying? I gotta rock with the mom card here. All right, AM, dude, what's your rant?
Yeah, didn't know the mom thing. That's pretty awesome, man. Very cool from Bam. I got something real quick before I get to my rant. Speaking of the Charlotte Hornets, we're about to get our answer, my friends. Charlotte, San Antonio, 2 days from now. Amazon Prime Video, 12:30 on Saturday afternoon. The aforementioned Charlotte Hornets show up in San Antonio, and that is a game
What?
I'm going to be watching.
That
What?
game.
Why you?
Time out.
Why you?
Time
The
out.
Hornets don't end up winning.
Time
That
out.
was flexed. That was
That
flexed.
Go
stupid
ahead.
game is at 12:30. When is it played?
Yep.
12:30.
12:30 our time.
You
I think
guys-
in Texas Central Time. They're ahead a couple hours.
3:30.
Yeah.
3:30.
Or 2:30.
3:30
2:30.
Eastern.
Yeah.
Yeah, Texas.
No, yeah, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central, and then 12:30 out here. Yeah, exactly.
3:30
So better,
is
right.
Dude, 12:30 on a Saturday? You're mowing the grass, you're at Bed Bath and Beyond, you're at the beach.
That's
you're
in
at the
LA.
gym.
That's LA. That's
No,
that's
in New
Pacific
York,
time.
it's
That's Pacific
3:30.
time.
That's perfect.
New York
That's
Eastern
LA.
time. For all you
Lovely.
Eastern
Lovely.
timers out there, this is 3:30. I should be careful about what I'm
Eastern,
saying.
3:30.
Certainly. Anyway, the Charlotte Hornets.
Hey, I'm
who
sorry,
won
go
two
ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Very impressive road games, by the way, recently. I don't care against the Kings or the Trailblazers. Road games are road games. Those are big wins, and they show up in San Antonio in 2 days. I'll be watching. Now, my rant. Guys, my friends, it is March 12th, and I want to be clear about something because I know we're going to talk about it. I know we're going to talk about it in upcoming shows. The MVP race is over. Rick, you mentioned the man. He's going tonight for his he's going for the record-breaking 20-point game in a row over Wilt. Look, Rick, you and I were on the SGA train very early in the season, and we had to fight off a few people. Then I switched over to Jokic until just recently, but the Nuggets, nosedive, right? Even though Jokic's numbers are still otherworldly, it is unquestionable now. And my friends, you've heard me say it before, you cannot argue with Vegas. FanDuel, DraftKings. Right now, SGA is minus 900 and minus 800 on either of those, okay? And I understand what's going on here. And the reason I am serious, and I'm bringing this up for a reason because there is so much chatter about Wemby, so much chatter about the San Antonio Spurs and their 16-1 streak and how good Wemby has been, and he's going to potentially win the MVP, and people are throwing money on it. Don't do it. Save your dollars. Let me put this in math for you guys. After SGA, who's minus 800 and minus 900 on both of those sites, it then goes Wemby at plus 1,500. You got to understand the discrepancy between both of those things. Actually, on DraftKings, Jokic and Wemby are both plus 1,500. Cade right behind them, plus 2,500 or plus 3,000. Same thing. Yeah, no, same thing on DraftKings. But understand something. What does that really mean? That means right now, unless something insane happens over the next month of the season, what they're saying is, as of today, March 12th, SGA is a 9 out of 10 chance to win the MVP. They're also saying that either Jokic or Wemby is 1 out of 16 chance to win the MVP. Let me put this into dollars and cents for you. If you bet $100 on Wemby right now on one of those sites, you can win $1,500. That is not the odds of happening right now. Vegas is not looking to throw their money away. They're saying there is no chance Wemby wins. And they're saying if you bet $100 on SGA right now, they're giving you back $11.11. SGA is winning the MVP. It's over.
So let me bring this up here. SGA has missed 11 games. Okay, and God forbid, I'm just saying, God forbid. But if SGA blows a tire, it's over. Okay, and so I totally understand what you're saying. My mind is kind of blown that SGA is, as we say, I am in the betting space,
But
a prohibitive
Rick,
favorite
they're saying it because
now.
Wemby and Jokic have missed a lot of games too. So they're saying either of those guys can blow a tire and they're not. But that's why Cade is oddly enough at 3,000, because if you really look at the next two guys, everybody's darlings, Jaylen Brown and Luka, these guys are plus 10,000, plus 15,000. Don't even waste a dollar on that. If you really want to throw money on it, expecting something crazy to happen at the end of the season, put your dollar on Cade.
So I'll just tag it with this. I respectfully disagree. I think those odds, I like your math is spot on. What I would do, and B-Dot, this is going to lead to you. You're always talking about prize picks and 5x and 6x in the parlays. It's 15x for Wemby to win MVP, which he absolutely still could, in my humble opinion. But again, AM, your math is right on the mark. But I would, and by the way, a minus 900, you can't even bet on that with SGA. That's not good money to lay $900 to win 100. That's horrible math. Yeah, nobody should do that. Anyway, B-Doc, come on in here to wrap up the show, man.
I like how everything's just all coinciding, coming right down to this rent. It works perfectly. All right, so here we go, fellas. We're going to get it to you. All right, I got to get something off my chest, okay? This whole Magic City night situation with the Atlanta Hawks, because the NBA is canceling this event, it makes zero sense to me. First of all, let's clear something up. This wasn't about bringing strippers into the arena. Nobody was about to have dancers performing courtside while fans threw money on them like memorabilia coming from the roof. The whole idea was a cultural tribute to Magic City. Wings, music, Atlanta culture, maybe a performance. That's it. And we're not talking the performance you guys are thinking, okay? Maybe 2 Chainz, maybe Gucci Mane, somebody from the Atlanta, T.I., somebody from that Atlanta. Yes, T.I. from that Atlanta historic that could give us a great performance. But somehow players like Luke Cornett and Al Horford, who we don't even like in Atlanta, start talking about family environments and how the league needs to protect its image. Hold on. Because this is where the hypocrisy kicks in. The NBA is worried about Magic City being inappropriate, but the same league is literally partnered with sports books. The same league promotes gambling every single broadcast, betting odds on the screen, betting apps sponsoring halftime shows, commercials telling fans to bet money every 5 minutes. So let me get this straight. A cultural event tied to a famous Atlanta spot? Too controversial? But promoting gambling to millions of fans? Totally fine. That makes no sense. Because if the real concern is creating a family environment, then explain to me why the league is pushing betting lines during the games. Kids are watching that too. So you can miss me with that moral high ground. And another thing, Magic City isn't just a strip club. It's a part of the city's culture. Music artists built careers there. NBA players have been there for years. Deals get made there. It's part of Atlanta's identity. But the NBA suddenly wants to pretend like it doesn't exist? Come on now. This whole situation feels like the league trying to sanitize culture while still cashing checks from everything else. And that's what's bothering me, okay? Because if we're going to talk about values, then let's talk about all of them and not just the ones that make the league uncomfortable. Canceling Magic City night didn't protect the league's image. It just exposed the hypocrisy of it. And that take just got X-rated. I'm out.
But you know what though, Dot? The thing is, no matter how we try to frame it, and I've been to Atlanta a lot of times, I know you're from there. No matter how we try to frame it, because I've got friends, female friends, who have sent me messages telling me, I can't believe the NBA is falling for this. A friend of mine in the real estate business, she has done deals in the club. To your point, the wings, the food, the atmosphere, major deals get done in that club. But because all we hear is strippers, strip club, so the image, everything about it other than that is why Luke Cornett, Al Horford, and let's keep it a buck. The investors, once the backlash started to come through, they had to ultimately cancel the night. So I get both sides of it, but remember, you got to keep it in the perspective. When you say Magic City, all we're hearing and seeing, strip club. That's why.
No, I understand. I completely agree. They literally just had a digital image on. I think it was a Los Angeles Clippers game of Skims, Kim Kardashian's line, and she has some X-rated tapes. Some X-rated tapes out. All right, go ahead and complete the show, Rick. She's dated multiple NBA players, but I 100% agree with you, Dwight. I see what you're saying, but I just had to represent from Atlanta and had to get that rant out.
Yeah,
but
got you.
I was surprised when they was gonna do it in general, but if they said they got their approval. And it grinded my gears that they canceled it after already approving it. If you already knew what it was in the first, you know. Adam Silver ain't been to Magic City. That's why. David Stern has. So it's different. It's different.
You know what the best part of their wings is? They overcook their wings just a little bit. Do you guys know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
They overcook their wings just perfectly, so they're crispy as hell. Like, my memory of being there twice is the camaraderie with buddies, having a Corona or two, and the chicken wings are absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I spent more time looking at my homies, talking with them than anything going on, and there was a lot going on. I don't know, man. But those days
down on your head. That's Magic City for you.
It just I got invited. I went. It wasn't even about, as you said, strippers and strip club. It was just guys hanging out, man. And there happened to be a lot of stuff in the background. But yeah, I'm not like a strip club guy per se at all. I never go to them.
Before we go, Rick.
I'm
gonna get hell over this. I'm gonna get hell over this from a lot of my Atlanta counterparts. But I've never even been to Magic City. I walked in we got to pay the money to come in. But I went there to pick up some chicken wings and I left. I've never ever in my life been to Magic City. So, I just want to get that out there, guys. I'm not a big strip club guy either myself, but the food is amazing. Cheetah's nightclub there, great food. A blackened salmon that you was second to none with a side of broccolini. It's amazing.
Ooh.
But yeah, I've never been to Magic City, guys. Never been to Magic City. But I support the city of Magic.
You had me at broccolini and blackened salmon, dude. That sounds absolutely delicious, dude. All right, guys, what an epic show. Dude, are you guys feeling the swell of Beyond the Surface like I am? You guys feeling the swell? I'm feeling the
100%.
swell.
I'm liking that background music I'm hearing right now.
Yeah, me too, Dot. Me too, Dot.
Yeah, Dot. Shout out to B-Dot. New York version.
And shout out to Correa. Hey, guys, put Correa's note up real quick. I want to shout her out. And by the way, we've had a lot of comments today. We love you all. Please like and subscribe our YouTube channel, X-Rated Sports Network on YouTube. Correa Gage says the show was great as always. The theme song with some emojis that I can't. Is that roses right there? Kudos to Dr.
No, that's Fire Hearts.
Oh, Fire Hearts. Fire Hearts. Guys, sorry. I need glasses. My bad. You know what I'm saying?
That's all right.
I don't have 20/20 anymore. But I have 20/20 when it comes to sports. And so do we, ladies and gentlemen. Huge thanks to Andrew Salop, a.k.a. 1-2 Combo. Check out his work. For Dr. X, for A.M. Pepper, for Dwight Walton, for Brandon Armstrong, a.k.a. B. For Jason Arambulo, for Kai Josephson. We are the X-Rated Sports Network. The show is Beyond the Surface, and we peace you out. We will see you Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.